along in the value of the project. And so, I think obviously it came together brilliantly. I think the boys have shown that, they are, a force to be reckoned with. And, I think that's, what we were hoping for.
So with exactly 1 month until the
João Pedro, who I really like, and Liam Delap, who I really, really like, they've got some really added ingredients in there, so they're going to give people a little bit of trouble next year.
We understand Newcastle negotiators are in Germany and are ready to convince Hugo Ekitike to move to St James's Park. He's been on Eddie Howe's radar for some time now, but Frankfurt have valued the striker at £86 million. There is hope he could be available for less though, but talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook says it's far from a done deal.
They're looking for a player who can play alongside Isak and someone who can cover him as well, because obviously Callum Wilson rejected the offer of a new pay-as-you-play deal, so they are short in the striking department. But I think there's going to be rival interest as well. I know he's on Liverpool's list if they can offload Darwin Nunez.
Brentford have confirmed the signing of Jordan Henderson on a 2-year deal. He arrives on a free after he agreed to leave Ajax. The midfielder told the Bees he still wants to improve, but will try his best to pass on his experience to the younger players. This, as Brentford's owner is planning to sell a minority stake of the club, valued at 400 mil. And rumour has it, film producer Matthew Vaughan is part of a group considering investing in the club. It's thought they want a 25% stake. For the full rundown of all of today's transfers, head to the live blog at talksport.com.
This is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker with you through until 4 here on talkSPORT. Where this afternoon, Charlie, please tell us what's coming up.
Coming up over the next 3 hours, Bumble joins us to look back on the test, react to win the West Indies 27 all out, and give his take on Sir Jimmy in the 100. Three-weight world champ continues the countdown to Dubois Usyk 2.
That's I should have put the words Duke McKenzie.
I was going to say, I wonder which do I have to work out who that is?
Like a quiz. Sorry, Duke.
It's like a crossword.
Yeah,
and we'll discover why suggestions that Ekitike might make a £70 million bench warmer at Newcastle, they might be wide of the mark.
Yeah, sorry, I've left out quite a lot of words.
I quite like it, Paul. It's sort of word association.
Yeah. We're also after those things that happened in slow motion.
Yes.
Like that final wicket yesterday in the test. Plus, Charlie's choice today is the Daniel Bedingfield inspired My Trousers Fell Down.
It's a departure from my trousers.
Yes, it is.
It's a side quest.
And are you prepared to take today's pH test? We'll find out later.
There's all this. Plus, we'll catch up with Palace fan Kevin Day before he joins the UEFA protest march.
A long way, isn't it, from Croydon to Zurich? Is that where they're marching
all the way?
No, I think they're just going to protest locally.
Okay, we'll ask a Brentford supporter whether they're really fearing relegation. They've called it the relegation kit. Smells of relegation, apparently, their kit.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it?
And we're off to the tape ball World Cup, not the tapeworm World Cup, the tape ball World Cup.
No one wants to go to the tapeworm World Cup.
Oh, we'd all watch it, Paul.
They'd get the tape measure out, wouldn't they?
This one, what is it? It's 2 feet. How many times have you been to the loo today?
The tapeworm World Cup. Yeah.
You have to play in a variety of sports with a tapeworm.
Oh, what? You take them on?
No, you've got a tapeworm inside you.
Oh, okay.
And you have to.
Yeah. I mean, if you're having your lunch, folks, I do apologise.
Long jump with a tapeworm. No one wants to see it. At least they'd be in sand.
It was It was tape ball.
Tape ball.
The cricket derivation.
I mean, we've done better intros, Paul, but the show started now.
Yeah, we're off now. We're off and running. 5 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charles.
Afternoon, Paul. When Test cricket is like that, there is no greater sport when Test cricket is like that.
We've had some brilliant finishes in these games. So, yeah, it's been sensational.
Well, it's two top teams who now have a bit of needle, which is even better.
Gives it a bit more.
You know, and that final ball could not have happened to a nicer person.
Okay, well, you know, he's just...
But a lot of chat, though, wasn't it? But I was surprised how short he was. Same height as Joe Root when Crawley went and shook his hand.
I was going to say he didn't realise he was kneeling down. He's not that short. He's not that short. But he had his head in his hands.
But that final ball that went backwards on him.
Yes.
In slow motion. We've all had... I mean, if you've ever played village cricket...
Things that happened in slow motion. Yeah.
I love it. I mean, when in the 80s, 80s and 90s, when the Torquay pitch wasn't as good as it was now...
Right.
The ball would often just get held up in the penalty box.
So you'd have a little shot and it would just sit in the mud.
It would just roll in slow motion, or be about 25 blokes trying to kick it in.
Used to see that in the top division years ago, but obviously not anymore.
No, but so slow motion
So
goals.
you were looking for things that happened in slow motion.
Goals that happened that you can remember that happened in slow motion.
Or just little moments of your life.
Yeah,
when you think back.
Yeah.
I think back now and it all seemed to happen in slow motion.
Yeah.
I think everybody has those, don't they?
A bit of that. We love
all right then. talksport.com/H&J. Text the 81089, tweet to TSH&J. Craig in Windsor said, surely that's the title of your podcast today, the Tapeworm World Cup. Well, why not?
It's done. Do it now already. Get it out there now,
as anything
of course.
It seemed to happen in slow motion. The other thing was, Daniel Bedingfield was doing a gig the other day, a pub in the park it's called, which sounds like a good thing.
Nice. That's a Tom Kerridge thing, isn't it?
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, yes.
Then he was doing one of his hits.
Unless it was just a pub in the park and he's really fallen on hard times.
Maybe he's got some mates where they'll just have a few cans in the park. But
the Spotify money isn't what it was.
He was on stage and his shorts fell down mid-song.
That's nice.
Dum, 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 dum. Way! And down they went.
Had he not done his drawstring up?
I don't know what happened. I don't know if he had a snake belt on that didn't quite have the necessary grip.
You know, I'm a trouser splitter, Paul. I've never had my trousers... Never had my trousers fall down. I think it's a different person.
One of the great stories of that, of course, Andy Jacobs just about to go into combat in one of his very early judo bouts.
Oh, yeah.
And
what belt is he? What belt?
I don't know.
No belt at this point.
Exactly. He had a belt, but he hadn't done it up tight enough.
Yeah.
So he just prepared to go into combat with his opponent.
Oh, yeah.
And his trousers fell down, his judo trousers. And again, I think you lose a little bit of edge, didn't you? I mean,
what do you have on?
If Daniel Dubois, they go in their face up, the referee saying, listen to me at all times and all that. And his shorts fell down. I think Usyk would fancy his chances.
It is funny, though, isn't it?
My trousers fell down or shorts in the... This is Charlie's choice today, along with the Tapeworm World Cup, apparently.
Like I've dragged the show down early.
You really have. I mean, by your standards, I'd say 8-9 minutes past 1, even by your standards, is impressive.
I came in for a big chat. We're going to talk to David Bumble in a minute, aren't we? About a big chat about Test cricket, which we'll talk to David Bumble about in a minute when we, of course, you know.
We will.
But,
the producer also had an idea to run past.
That's nice.
Because,
finally.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Oh, we're going to have a pie tonight. I'm going to put some money behind the bar. It's great. It's great, isn't it? I wrote it down. I'm getting a card sent from Moonpig. So where were we? Yeah, he suggested... It was good thought. We're going to talk about Rocky Flintoff playing for his dad in the Northern Superchargers. He's playing... He's one of these wild card picks in the 100, like Jimmy Anderson.
Yeah.
And so playing under your dad when dad's the coach.
Oh, that's no good, is it?
It does cause complications.
Yeah.
I played for a Sunday team years ago where one of the dads was a coach, and there was two of the dads who were coaches. One of the kids was our best player, so he was always going to play.
Right, then. The
other coach is lad, not so much.
Not so good.
Always got to start. Generally, though, never on the bench.
Up front.
Oh yeah. always seem to make the first 11. Strange, wasn't it? But anyway, do let us know when Dad was coach. The good and the bad of it.
Love it.
Yeah. TalkSport.com.
We've all been there on a Sunday morning.
Oh, yeah,
and gone,
yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and sometimes you feel for those kids whose
Yeah,
dads
because
are
a lot
on
of
the
times the
country.
kid don't want to play. It's like, I don't want to play.
No, exactly.
You are playing.
TalkSport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J 03717 223344 to get in touch this afternoon.
There we are. It's very nice to see. I did the Northampton Comedy Festival this weekend on Sunday, and a couple of listeners came to the show, which was very, very nice. And
good.
Came and said how much they love you, Paul. Which,
okay.
I always
bless them.
fill them in on the truth.
Yeah.
But it's very nice for you to come.
He
Thank
comes
you very
across on the air like
much. I mean,
that.
he's like that on air.
Yeah. But
Very
honestly,
boring man. Very
he's
boring man.
He's having a go at the producer, as you just heard.
You heard that,
throwing
yeah.
tea at people. Yeah, it's a terrible bloke.
Yeah, there we are.
So we are going to kick off having a chat with David Bumbleloyd in a few moments' time.
Yeah.
To talk about the West Indies. I mean, you've seen this. I mean, it wasn't a lot of runs in the Test match, but 27 all out. The Windies, once proud Test nation, in front of a not particularly great crowd in Kingston.
This is no good.
We were talking
a good Windies team.
We had Roland Butcher in last week, the former England Middlesex player, who was a West Indies selector until a couple of years back, and he fears for the kind of future of the game sometimes.
For Test cricket.
Yeah, well, I think,
Yeah.
beyond that, but certainly for Test cricket. And that's not great. I mean, it's the second lowest Test total, first class Test.
It wasn't a protest or anything like that. It was just that they were no good.
Oh, they're pros. Don't worry about that. Oh yeah. Oh no, it wasn't. Of course, no.
They were trying. They were trying.
They were trying.
Are you trying?
Yeah, that would be the cry from the crowd. But we'll ask Bumble about that.
Yeah.
Also, a sportsman's grandson. We'll keep our powder dry. This is quite interesting. A top sportsman, a great Colt sportsman, grandson. Got his first cap for England under 21s cricket team the other day.
Great story.
We'll run that past Bumble as well, because I'm sure their paths have crossed over the years. It happened in slow motion. John, the Bradford fan. Bradford's 96th minute deflected goal, which trickled over the line against Fleetwood.
Oh yeah.
I was watching that.
Yeah.
I was watching the old.
In the season just gone. Yeah.
That's
Fantastic.
right. I was watching that all unfold. The promotion on the final day of last season took an age to go in. I've watched it back thousands of times since.
It's the silence while it's happening.
Oh yeah.
While everyone's sort of breathing in.
Well, it was very similar, actually, John, wasn't it, to yesterday, where you think the ball's gone dead and you think he's going to kick it away, and then you think, well, it won't take the bails off.
And it also went through his legs. It nutmegged him as well. It was the ultimate in karma. It was fantastic.
Well, I was watching on the train and just punched the air slightly. I noticed one or two other people seemed quite pleased, so they were doing the same thing. O'Sullivan own goal in Cardiff against Leeds to put Watford 2-0 up, playoff final in the Watford end, and it seemed forever waiting for the ball to cross the line, says Ben in St Neots.
Absolutely lovely.
You can share those with. It doesn't have to be sport. It could be anything that seemed to happen in slow motion. TalkSport.com/H&J. Text to 81089. Tweet to TSH&J 03717 223344. The pH test is back. We'll be doing that a bit later on. We'll give you a bit of a flavour of that before asking for your tales. But Bumble to come up next. Quite a few cricket stories out there today we want to get his take on. You're listening to Hawksbee and Baker on talkSPORT in partnership with Toolstation. Delivery in as little as 30 minutes with Fast Track. Next stop, Toolstation. Yes, good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker. We're saluting Daniel Bedingfield this afternoon, who was on stage halfway through a song, and his shorts fell down.
Yeah, lovely stuff.
He left the stage.
Did he have like a heavy set of keys in one pocket and his phone in the other?
It could have been, but the shorts went down.
He had the garage keys in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
UK garage keys.
He had the UK garage keys. He had the keys to every garage in the UK. No wonder his shorts fell down. So anyway, he left the stage after the wardrobe malfunction. Came back like nothing had happened.
Nothing.
Bang.
Just bang.
As Alan
Keep
would
going.
say.
Joe Public won't know a damn thing.
So we're looking this afternoon for towels. When your trousers fell down, this is the hard-hitting sports news agenda. Talksport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J, 03717 223344. Now, the West Indies cricket team, test team, had an absolute shocker yesterday. Scheduled out for 27
Awful.
by a rampant Australia. They hadn't got that many runs themselves, to be fair. In Jamaica, here's TalkSport's Tom Clayton before we chat to Bumble to tell us more.
It's officially the worst innings of Test cricket for 70 years. Mitchell Starc's 5 wickets in 15 balls consigned the West Indies to a second innings total of just 27. But where does it rank in the all-time list of batting order blowouts? Well, for the worst ever, you have to go back to 1955 when England skittled New Zealand for just 26. Now, the West Indies' performance is the second worst of all time, but the other 3 in the top 5 all featured South Africa getting humbled by England. Twice they were skittled for just 30, once in 1896 in Port Elizabeth and again in 1924 at Edgbaston. So while the Baz bowlers continue to thrill against India, it seems the Aussies' Ashes warm-up is going pretty well too. That first new ball spell in Perth could be tasty.
Yes, thank you, Tom. Well, just one of many cricket stories we want to run past former England player, selector.
Yes.
I think your selector. He was certainly the manager, and indeed a pundit. It is David Bumble Lloyd. Hiya, Bumble.
Hey, Bumble.
Hiya, boys.
So 27. What's the worst that you ever inflicted on a team, Bumble, as player or coach? And what was the worst inflicted on you?
Yeah, I can't remember what we inflicted, but I do remember that when I was at Lancashire and I was captain, we were all out 32 against Northamptonshire, and I think we replied with about 450 in the second innings. So, and I remember that game vividly because we just nicked everything. Sarfraz Nawaz was bowling for Northamptonshire. We just nicked everything, nicked off, 30 odd all out, but we didn't lose. We didn't lose the game.
Sarfraz, the king of the long run-up, I always remember. He used to he'd go right, be basically on the boundary rope, Bumble, wasn't he, when he bowled?
And he used to also cut his sleeves off his shirt, and they were random cuts as well. They weren't dead straight.
That'd make him look mean, charging in at you, wouldn't it?
But when it's happening, the momentum of it happening is, when the batsmen are going off and crossing over and going, it's staying low, it's nicking out. It's like there's no way of stopping it, is there?
Oh dear, it's a disaster. We had Roland Butcher on last week, Bumble, and he was the selector for the Windies. And he was pretty fearful for the future of not just Test cricket in the West Indies. Results like this don't help really.
No, they don't, and that pitch must have been really bowler friendly. You just mentioned that Australia didn't get that many runs either, but they've got a potent bowling attack. They've got some super bowlers going into the Ashes. They're getting a little bit older, but if there's anything in the pitch, that bowling attack would find it. And against the West Indies, they had to bat last. And so they were always going to be up against it. But 27, it's a real shame. And I'm with Roland. That as long as the big 3, that is Australia, England and India, take all the money, they take the big percentage of the money, it's just not a level playing field. And we should be really helping out teams like the West Indies, New Zealand, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. South Africa, fantastic that they won the World Test Championship because the big 3 take the majority of the money.
It sounds like we're getting the better of the tune-ups ahead of the Ashes, Mumble, with these tough Test series going to the wire against India.
Yeah, this is a fantastic series with 3 matches in. England are shading it 2-1. You just look at India in that last game. They'll be smarting today. They should have won that game. Yeah. They bowled England out in that 3rd innings. They needed 193. It was very gettable. and they subsided. It's that pressure. It's scoreboard pressure. It's mental pressure. It's Ben Stokes pressure.
Yeah.
And so that they should have won that game.
It did seem to feel like sheer will from Ben Stokes that he was going to keep bowling himself, that he wasn't going to go off, and all three bowlers looked absolutely finished at the end of the day, Bumble.
Yeah, they give it everything. They didn't leave anything out there, and he's such an inspirational player. He bowled 2 10-over spells, and again, they've got a little bit of time off. They've got a good week to recover before they set off again at Old Trafford. And I can tell you, at Old Trafford, it's every time it's a 5-day game. It'll go 5 days.
What did you make of Jofra Archer back for the first time in Test cricket, Bumble, overall?
Stardust. You want that little bit of stardust in your team, and he provides it. 90 miles an hour coming at you from 22 yards. Look out. Jaiswal, he's a wonderful player, the opening batter. He is a fantastic player. And Jofra did for him twice for nothing. And so that's just going to play on his mind a little bit. But it's marvellous that he come back after 4 years. And what we would be looking, okay, first spell, 90 mile an hour, okay. What about your second and third spell? He was there. He was right up there.
And the catch. And a diving catch, which was fantastic, wasn't it? Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, so athletic. I mean, when you look at him, he's just an athlete.
Yeah, and he was giving him a bit as well. It was fantastic. Well, it was a brilliant Test match. Brilliant advert for cricket.
So the fourth Test, are they? I've not seen the India team yet. Bumble, is Bumrah going to be playing or not? Because it's all kind of on this, isn't it? Really, the result.
He's got to play, really, isn't he?
Yeah, it is. What they've said, or what the coach, Gautam Gambhir, has said, that he will play 3 out of the 5. So he's got a choice. There are 2 matches to go. He's played 2. If they're true to the word, he should play this next game at Old Trafford. But then, they can manoeuvre that, can't they? If he plays this next one at Old Trafford and they get a result to make it 2-2, you'd think he'd play at the Oval as well. So I would I'm second guessing, but I think he'll play this next game, see where they are. If England go 3-1, he won't play. But if it's 2-2, if they make it 2-2, he'll play at the Oval.
Well, the one they won was without him.
Well, exactly. And their record without him is not that bad, is it?
But it's extraordinary. There was something that said when he plays, they lose more than when he doesn't play.
Yeah, I know.
And he's like the best bowler in the world, 90 miles an hour plus, and he's awkward. He's nasty with his action, a thoroughly decent fella. But as I say, when you've got Jofra Archer and him at 90 odd miles an hour, and you're stood 20 yards away, look out.
So in the 100, we're going to see Sir James Anderson having a bowl,
and
potentially and Rocky Flintoff playing under his dad, which will be quite interesting.
So Rocky will be playing for the Yorkshire outfit.
Superchargers, isn't it? Yeah.
The battery chargers, as I call them. with Andrew, I said, "Are you still with the battery chargers?"
Yeah.
So Jimmy's got picked. Where's Jimmy then?
Jimmy's gone to what is Lancashire? What are they? What are they?
Well,
what do they get? Manchester Originals.
Manchester Originals. Werther's Originals.
Yeah.
Well, he only lives up the road, so that's handy for him.
Yeah.
And I've seen Lanks a lot. I've seen him a lot this year, and he's bowling superbly well. He's looking brilliant.
I think he always feels like, he obviously was smarting by the way that it kind of all ended from his point of view. So I think he's still a man with a point to prove, Bumble, isn't he, I think?
Well, me and a mate of mine, Paul Allett, we interviewed him a couple of weeks ago, and Paul mentioned, you're 42-year-old, how long are you going to go? And he stopped us dead. He said, "Will you stop mentioning my age?" He said, "I'm not interested in how old I am." He said, "My body's absolutely fine. I just like cricket." I said, "As soon as I don't like it, I'll tell you and I'll stop."
Fantastic.
What have you made? Have you seen much of Rocky playing? Bumble?
Yeah, he's a player. 60, might just be 17 now, but he's a player. There's a lot of young players around, and our selectors know who they are, which, I'm sort of know the selectors a little bit, and they're looking at players that we would not normally look at under 19s level, and they like a left field selection. They'll shove somebody in just to give them a tester, give them a taste of what it's like with the big boys.
And finally, there was I saw a little story the other day. Jimmy White, the great snooker player.
Yeah.
They see his grandson Ralphie got his first England under-21 cap. Swanee giving it to him.
Was it under 21 or under 19?
I think Jimmy said under 21s, but he could even be younger. But
and so I mean that is fantastic. What a player Jimmy White was.
Yeah.
And so I lived in the same town. You won't believe it. I lived in the same town as Alex Higgins, and he still owes me a fiver, does Higgins? I lent him a fiver to get on the bus, and he was going out to Birmingham hustling, and he never gave me the fiver back.
Wow, I think that ship may have sailed.
I don't know if you're going to get that back from the Hurricane, if I'm honest, Bumble.
Well, good to talk to you as always, Bumble. Thanks very much. Take care. There's David Bumble Lloyd there. A lot of cricket stuff going on. But that was a great story. I would say Jimmy said, proud day as my grandson Ralphie gets his first cap. Yeah, brilliant. That'd be interesting
Obviously,
to see.
in the family.
I imagine he plays incredibly quickly.
Yeah, well, good with the white ball.
He gets T20 done in about 15 overs.
Yeah, the whirlwind is there for him already, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. Brilliant. Good luck.
To the top.
Good luck to him. It's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. And we're going to be having a chat with Duke McKenzie in this hour. 3-weight world champ, of course. Arsenal fan, we may touch on that, see how he's feeling.
Big fight Saturday night, and it doesn't get much bigger than at Wembley. Usyk Dubois.
Here on talkSPORT. Yeah, we're going to bring that one live. And we'll. I know Duke's got some fairly sort of strident views on Tyson Fury's.
Yeah, he said a few
Frank Sinatra-like behaviour on retiring and then coming back. So we'll see what he made of that. We are off to the Tape Ball World Cup, despite what Charlie said earlier on. But anyway, Newcastle fans, stick around for this next chat because, as we've been discussing on the station today, I had Alan Pardew talking about with Jeff this morning, Hugo Ekitike of Eintracht has been linked to Newcastle, and there's been a few suggestions that, he's a kind of a replacement for Isak, a backup for Isak. But our next guest wrote a really considered piece today. He's a German football expert, and he says, hold fast. He thinks that Isak and Ekitike could play together, and he has some evidence to back that up. Seb Stafford-Bloor from The Athletic joins us for a chat in a few moments' time. It's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We'll get the news headlines next.
Thanks for sticking with us. Those are the words of Chelsea's Todd Boehly. After the club's success at the Club World Cup, talkSPORT's exclusively caught up with the Blues owner, who's feeling pretty confident about the upcoming season.
We knew all along in the value of the project. And so, I think obviously it came together brilliantly. I think the boys have shown that they are a force to be reckoned with, and I think that's what we were hoping for.
Brentford have confirmed the signing of Jordan Henderson on a 2-year deal. He arrives on a free after he agreed to leave Ajax. The midfielder told the Bees he still wants to improve, but will try his best to pass on his experience to the younger players. This, as Brentford's owner is planning to sell a minority stake of the club, valued at 400 mil. And rumour has it, film producer Matthew Vaughan is part of a group considering investing in the club. It's thought they want a 25% stake. For the full rundown of all of today's transfers, head to the live blog at talksport.com. And England have called up spinner Liam Dawson for the 4th test with India. Bashir was ruled out of the rest of the series with a broken finger. Get more on this at talksport.com.
Towards Ekitike, making his way forward on the left-hand side. Good run ahead of him. Oh, it's a brilliant goal. Lashed into the bottom right-hand corner. What a start that is.
Newcastle are trying to get a deal done around the 75 million euros mark.
I genuinely feel that I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this is not Isaac out the door, because that would be the concern.
Well, he's a super talent, quite unorthodox when you watch him. He's 6'2", but got great feet, skillful, quick, direct. He's one of these players that the fans will enjoy watching. He's always trying stuff. He's, as I said, box tricks.
Shows Newcastle United's ambition, because this is not the kind of transfer they would be able to pull off if they hadn't got Champions League football.
Yeah, Jim Proudfoot's commentary of the goal he got against us.
Yeah, that's nice for you, Paul.
At the Lane. It was a cracking goal. I mean, ultimately, you had the last laugh. That's all I'm saying. but it was a cracking goal where he took his player on, cut him from the left, drilled it. Really good goal with his right foot. So I was reading a piece by our next guest on The Athletic today about him. And it was interesting. Alan Pardew saying, worried that Isaac could be off. We had, I think, from Kevin Hatchard there and from Ben Jacobs. Seb Stafford-Bloor, the German football correspondent for The Athletic, wrote this piece about Ekitike today. And why can't the two of them play together?
Sure.
Now, let's find out. Hi, Seb.
Hey, Paul. How you doing?
Good, thank you. Yeah, so it was a really interesting piece. I mean, you made the point that obviously he'd been part of a goal-scoring partnership with Marmoush until fairly recently before he went to City.
Yeah, I mean, they were one of the most attractive partnerships in the Bundesliga for a while. They had their own compound nickname, Hugo Mar. Oh. And there's real cohesion, understanding and instinct between them, which is interesting because they were both quite similar and they both quite like to play in the same sort of areas. Marmoush central with a kind of a tendency to push left. Ekitike very much the same. And yet they had an understanding whereby they didn't take over each other's space. They're able to dovetail. They're able to react to what the other was doing with the ball. Some really, really wonderful moments. I'm guessing Newcastle fans already rushed to YouTube to find the highlights, so they'll have seen many of those things. But Ekitike is by no means a soloist. Everything that people say about his technical ability is true. He's a wonderful, exuberant, optimistic footballer, but intelligent as well, smart, cognizant of what his teammates are doing around him. And, not just, the question isn't just whether he could play with another forward, Alexander Isak, but what he could bring with other players. So runners from midfield and fullbacks going outside of him. He really is quite complete. Not the finished article, still learning the game, very much so. But, he's a very, very broadly talented player.
That's the thing, isn't it? I think you made this point today that Isak and Marmoush are not the same player. They're different sorts of players. So when you look at Isak and what he brings to the table, how could you see that working, knowing how Ekitike likes to play?
Yes, it's a great question, actually, because I see Isak a bit more of an instinctive forward type, very, very clever, very subtle, brilliant finisher, probably a better finisher than Marmoush, I think. Ekitike in that relationship, you'd imagine him to be more of the facilitating partner. Like he's got if you look at his data, and if you look at his kind of some of his underlying numbers, very creative. He scored really highly for key passes, through balls, shot creating actions, goal creating actions, those kind of things. And so he's very happy to kind of drop into roles which I suppose traditionally you'd expect a number 10.
I was going to say 10,
attack. Yeah, exactly, Charlie. Like an attacking midfielder, he has some of those abilities. While being a goal scorer and a focal point, he can do that. And which seems like it's a bit of a tendency for modern players now. Like he's one of those guys who seems to be pitched somewhere between a number 9 and number 10, with a little bit of both from both camps. And so you could well imagine a player of Isak's quality working around that, and Ekitike helping him, certainly.
You'd need a bit of a rejig of the system, the way Newcastle generally like to play, to accommodate both of them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd imagine so, Paul, because who's going to miss out? So, I mean, Ekitike at Eintracht Frankfurt obviously played a little bit on the left. And when Marmoush left and was signed by Man City, he moved into kind of a more centre forward position. So you'd imagine him play on the left of a 4-3-3.
Well, you've got Gordon in that sort of situation.
Harvey Barnes as well, of course, in there as well. So, but I
think the Champions League, you need cover, don't you? You need all these players,
I think so. I agree, Charlie, because obviously there are so many games, and when you look at a player like Ekitike, who's so explosive, so dynamic, Eintracht Frankfurt play a lot of counter-attacking football, a lot of transitions, so it's pretty high intensity. So having a player like that, are you expecting him to play 50 games a season? Probably not, but 35, 40, and that's probably healthy, and that's probably true for many of the elite players in the game right now, especially those who are participating in the Champions League and in the future Club World Cup as well, of course. So can't hurt to have another option that you can work around.
He struggled for a playing time at PSG. Was that just inexperience? I mean, it makes me think he's probably more likely to get in the team now because they're a younger side than when he was there. I'm assuming Mbappe was in his way when he was there.
Yeah, I think it was a bit of 6 and 2 3s, Charlie, because I think on the one hand, he went there very early. He went there at a time when, let's say, competition for places is pretty competitive. Yeah. Right? If you're a left-sided forward, don't go to PSG when Kylian Mbappe is there.
Maybe a mistake.
But when he moved to Frankfurt, I think it was kind of the making of him socially, because he grew up a little bit, he matured. Everybody's got to be allowed to do that, grow into their 20s. And when he arrived in Germany, he didn't immediately go into the side. He arrived in January, and I think he kind of began to find his feet March, April. Scored an excellent goal against Bayern Munich in April 2024, if you want to look at that up. And that was the beginning point where he started to, I think, establish his status in the league a little bit. And I think that's to do with him, but also what Frankfurt are. They're very much a club who are geared towards developing talent. They would say their kind of the role in the transfer market is to accelerate players, to make them attractive to teams right at the top of the game. And so their specialty is taking a lot of players of that age, between 20, 23, 24, and making sure they evolve, and fulfill their talent. And I suppose if you're in a social group with a lot of players of the same age, into a lot of the same things, in an international city like Frankfurt, where everybody kind of has their community because there's so many nationalities together, it's a bit more of a comfortable fit. In addition to which, the expectations at Frankfurt versus PSG, night and day, right? Yeah. Because there's, that they've qualified for the Champions League for the second time in their history this season. Well done to them. But clearly a very different sort of reality if you're a visible player there to what it must be like at the Parc des Princes.
Ekitike won't be short of offers, Seb. So you can only imagine if there's substance in this Newcastle move and they're feeling positive, that Eddie Howe has kind of sold him a vision of regular first-team football, because there'll be plenty of other teams. If he's going there saying you'll be back up for Isak, I doubt if he'd be desperate to go to Newcastle. So he must have been sold a vision and told how he's likely to play within the setup.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not sure what the player's attitude towards it is. I do know that he's not in a rush to leave Eintracht Frankfurt. I'd be happy to do another season. He does have Champions League football there, and it is a good side around him. We'll see. I mean, there's no agreement yet between the player and the club, as far as I understand it, and there's no agreement between the two clubs either. We reported that last night, me and my colleague David Ornstein. So we'll see. But yeah, he's clearly one of the most coveted players in Europe, and so making sure you sign him is not just about coming up with the cash, but making sure you have a plan for his future, because that's what's got him. That's presumably the lesson he's learned, right? He goes to Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, he's kind of just one of many. Goes to Eintracht Frankfurt, who have a clear strategy for making sure that he becomes the player he can be, and the next step is going to have to involve much of the same. You'd have thought. So yes, whoever gets him will have to have sold him on their vision, of course.
And finally, just the other thing you make the point that he's not the finished article. You're buying potential, and I felt he scored that great goal early on in the game, and he had his moments at our place. But in the second leg, I kind of thought Van der Ven and Romero dealt with him pretty well. And when they needed that goal, they needed that little bit of magic. He couldn't quite come up with it. So he's not the finished article, is he?
It's a really good point, because I covered that game, and I remember thinking, when you give a player like Ekitike the opportunity to counter, when you make yourself vulnerable to transitions, extremely dangerous. Eintracht Frankfurt as a team, Eintracht Frankfurt's weakness as a team is when they come up against a low block, packed penalty box. And so in many ways, Spurs did their homework before that second leg, because they played very deep. They were there's a lot of direct football, a lot of long balls, and they kind of sacrificed style for just getting through, which paid off in the end. And that's something that he still has to learn, and that's natural, because Eintracht Frankfurt are not Bayern Munich in the context of German football. They don't play against teams that just sit back and hope for the best against them each week. And so that will have to be an adjustment. And there are all these sort of inefficiencies and little flaws to his game that will have to be tolerated. And I suppose it's part and parcel of buying a young player now, because you do have to pay these massive fees, but you're not signing a 26, 27-year-old mid-career guy for that money anymore. And that's just the reality. And, if you wait 2 or 3 more years for someone like Ekitike, he's going to be out of reach for all but, the very wealthiest clubs. Sure. So it's part of it. And it's a gamble that you have to take.
Sorry, just one more very briefly. This Luis Diaz story earlier on, apparently Bayern have made a bid. And it's been rejected sort of straight away by Liverpool. Do you expect them to come back? Is he the man they're after?
Yeah, they do like Diaz, but then they like a lot of other players too. Bayern are kind of reeling from missing out on Florian Wirtz. They had most of the eggs in the Wirtz basket, and then ever since they've kind of been rushing around Europe. Diaz is one of them, of course, but there are others on that list. Xavi Simons from RB Leipzig, of course, is one of them. Jamie Gittins, who joined Chelsea, he was of interest before he moved to Stamford Bridge. So, yes, he's one of the names on the list and certainly part of that shortlist. But, a lot of work to do for Bayern, because the season's not too far away now. And, they're playing catch-up, really.
Did they have an interest in Ezem? I mean, the idea of him linking up with the Lise again? Is that
Harry Kane for England?
Yeah, I don't think it's realistic at this point, but I think, for a player of that quality, like most of the clubs in European football would have someone like that on their shortlist somewhere. Yeah. Whether it's advanced, whether there's negotiation, it's slightly different because of release clauses and what have you in that instance. But I don't expect that to be a kind of an imminent topic just yet.
Excellent. Thank you, Seb.
Brilliant,
Appreciate
Seb.
it. Thanks very much.
Very welcome, chaps. Thank you.
Seb Stafford-Bloor there from The Athletic with his take on Hugo Ekitike.
Basically, best in price range, Paul.
Yeah.
Me.
A really good player, and you can see what he's capable of, but interesting to think you kind of are buying potential. That's the kind of money you have to pay for players like that now. Anyway, tonight from 7 p.m, Ollie Klink and talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook host a special clinic for fans
that's nice. What is it?
Handing out antibiotics to phone in and ask our transfer guru to give them the inside scoop on what their club is up to in the market. We all have a bit of that, don't we?
A clinic.
No matter who you support, get in touch with Alex Crook and he will give you the lowdown on your club. That's Transfer Insiders tonight from 7 p.m. with Ollie Klink and Alex Crook on talkSPORT. We will touch on transfers again. There's some other interesting stories today. Looks like Brentford have got an idea who they'd like to take over from Brian Mbeumo if he goes. Yeah. We'll be chatting about that a little bit later.
Liverpool linked to another striker as well, Paul.
Wow, that's an interesting story. That won't make Kevin Day very happy when he joins us later on, the Palace fan who's off on the march, anti-UEFA march, after they were demoted. But we're talking boxing next. We've got a big night of boxing for you on Saturday. Usyk versus Dubois 2 at Wembley, live on talkSPORT. Duke McKenzie, 3-weight world champion, and Guna joins us for a chat shortly. We're here with Toolstation. Get fast track delivery in as little as 30 minutes on the Toolstation app. Next stop, Toolstation.
undisputed heavyweight champion of the world.
The first unified heavyweight champion from Britain in a century.
Lennox Lewis.
The Americans didn't want me to take it over to Britain, but I actually persevered and succeeded.
I'm in my prime of my career now, so it's now or never.
Down goes Joshua. Dubois hits him with a tremendous right-hand counter.
He slayed one king back in September.
Dynamite Daniel Dubois has detonated at Wembley Stadium.
He's about to slay another king on the 19th of July.
Bombs away. Are you going to knock him out? Bombs away, mate.
You dropped up to Dubois. He's put Joshua down. And Alexander Usyk finds the answer.
The minute you have all the 4 belts, we create history.
You know what they say? We'll see. We'll see.
Heavyweight brilliance, heavyweight occasion, heavyweight radio. How about that?
Yes, this Saturday, talkSPORT brings you live commentary of the undisputed world heavyweight title fight between Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois from Wembley Stadium. Of course, they've both fought each other before in quite controversial circumstances. We're going to have Dave Allen as part of our top team, the British heavyweight, and keep you up to date with all the action from Fight Week. Spencer and the gang will be there right through the final bell. That's Usyk Dubois this Saturday, live and free on talkSPORT and the talkSPORT Boxing YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Let's get the thoughts of the 3-weight world champion. Duke McKenzie. Good afternoon, Duke.
Hey, Duke.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Yes, it's quite an interesting piece in today's Sun. I think with Wally Downs Jr. chatting to Daniel Dubois. We've spoken to him a few times on the show, and he's not. He wasn't a natural in the media, put it that way.
No,
but he admitted in this piece today he's become a more confident person during this period, and I've heard him on with Jim and Simon recently. And he does seem to be a lot more relaxed, a lot more kind of comfortable in his own body when he's talking and stuff. So he's kind of, he's growing up, I guess.
Yeah, he's maturing. You know, he is still relatively young in even the bigger picture. You know, even in like the world terms, he's still a young man. He's in his early sort of mid-20s. So, you know, he's got a lot to learn. He's not sort of media savvy. He's not got that sort of flair that you would expect from the heavyweight champion of the world. But, you know, Daniel Dubois does his talking in the ring. He's very confident now in the ring. Yeah, what we're looking at, and I know it's been said a million times, and I'm just going to reiterate what's already been said, he's a different kettle of fish now with Dubois. Mentally, from his psychological standpoint, he's a lot more altogether now. He's a lot stronger. He smashed AJ to pieces, you know, and that's the first king that he was talking about dismantling. Now he's talking about dismantling the real king that's at the top of the heavyweight division. So in Alexander Usyk. So Dubois got everything to fight for. He's full of confidence, and his head is exactly where it's supposed to be.
You say he's mentally stronger. Is he getting physically? He feels like he's getting physically stronger to me as well as he does get older and his sort of man weight comes in and his man strength comes in. He feels like a stronger, heavier hitter to me now.
Well, you know what? Strength comes from your training, and Daniel Dubois trains like a lunatic. You know, he does. He puts in a shift. He's not your average heavyweight. And I don't suppose the only person that probably trains harder than Daniel Dubois is Alexander Usyk because he's had a longer reign as heavyweight champion. Do you see what I mean? But Dubois trains like an animal. His mindset is that of an animal. They're using all these terminologies: seek and destroy. You know, I won't be denied. So they've got into his head, his coach has got into his head that he can't be denied. He's going to win this fight. And you wouldn't expect anything less from them, and you certainly wouldn't expect anything from Dubois.
He's in with one of the greats on Saturday, and a really canny fighter, a really clever fighter who can just, I'm always so impressed with the way he seems to learn during fights. He spends the first half of the fight working you out, and then dealing with you in the second half. So it's going to be a tough night for Daniel Dubois, you would think.
Well, you know, I don't want to pour cold water on Daniel Dubois' parade. I want the guy to win. Let's get that right. Alexander Usyk is a maverick of the sport of boxing. He really is. He is a very special individual. And by saying that, I mean, he could probably still make cruiserweight. If he really had to, I bet he could still make the cruiserweight limit. But what he's managed to do is take his speed, his accuracy, and his power through to the heavyweight division. Now, we should probably call him the Magnificent Seven, because he's been over to this country 7 times previously, and he's gone back a winner every time. That's not luck. It's really not.
Yeah.
This is a very, very special talent because he's a 2-division world champion. You can't really do that. You can't really take that lightly, and I can't emphasise that point enough. He's a 2-division world champion, and in the weights that he's in, it's so difficult. The cruiserweight division, he's done it and unified. He moved to heavyweight division, he's done it there and he's unified. What he's managed to do is to take his speed, his accuracy, and moreover, his stamina into the heavyweight division, where the guys are bigger, they're stronger, and he burns these guys out. Because he moves so much. And it's the little feints, the little twitches, the little head roll, the little step in, step off. All of the lateral movement that he gives all of the heavyweights, it drives them mad. They can't stay with that pace.
How does Daniel Dubois beat him, Duke?
Daniel Dubois has to make this fight into an absolute bloodbath. I don't want to sound too, gory at this time of the day. This is 2 p.m. I've just had my lunch. I don't know about you guys, but Daniel Dubois has to fight. He has to fight like he's never fought before. He can't go out and just expect to win this fight behind a well-educated jab, because guess what? Usyk's got a well-educated jab as well. he's got to be really ruthless and really rugged and be prepared to do things, maybe even lose a round or two for committing the ultimate foul. Because you're not going to beat Alexander Usyk by just trying to out-jab him and trying to catch him with right hands. He's been there, he's seen it, and he's done it. He's been in with big punchers like an AJ. He's been in with good boxers like a Fury. And he nullified those guys who were just as big as Dubois, even bigger, Fury's bigger in terms of his size, and he nullified everything they had. And he's also got the adage of knowing he's already got a win over Daniel Dubois. Now, from a psychological standpoint, that already he's already 2 or 3 rounds up. Don't worry about what Daniel Dubois is saying. I'm going to win this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. When the bell goes, it could come back to haunt him in the mid to late rounds, because I would hazard a guess that Usyk will fight at a relentless pace, because he knows that Dubois will meet him at a relentless pace. So Usyk's going to he'll go with that pace. And Usyk, he's so finely tuned. He knows when to and how to take a break. And he also knows that he won't allow a bigger man who's physically bigger than him, he won't allow him to grab hold of him, claim him, lean on him, tire him out. He didn't do that in the Joshua fight. He didn't do that in the Fury fight. He knows how to nullify that. So, I mean, this is heavyweight boxing we're talking about. Well, you're 1 punch from victory and 1 punch from disaster. Daniel Dubois in with a puncher's chance. Yeah. He really is. But it's landing that shot. And if he nails Usyk, it wouldn't surprise me if he decked Usyk, but I would expect Usyk to get up and still win.
Fascinating.
Thank
you, Duke. Brilliant, Duke. Catch up with you soon. All the best.
Thanks, guys.
There we are, Duke McKenzie. We were chatting to Derek Chisorius that he popped in with Spencer Oliver, and he felt that, same sort of thing. I think that Daniel Dubois is going to have to get it done early if he's going to win it. If it goes the distance, there's probably only one winner. Yeah. So,
as you say, works him out second half.
Yeah, but that's what makes it a fascinating fight, isn't it? As he says, you've got a big puncher there that could land a shot. I was going to say to Duke, we ran out of time, but there's been no real evidence at the moment that Usyk is slowing down. His punch resistance is less than it. I mean, you don't really see that. Yeah, but there's always that
He's
one
of the
fight.
all-time greats, Paul.
But there is always that one fight where you see a fight and think it was probably, you say, it was the Dubois fight where you started to see the side. Maybe it will be Daniel Dubois' night on Saturday. We'll find out live on talkSPORT this Saturday evening. We're off to the Tape Ball World Cup, which is coming up in Liverpool later this month. Adrian Durham's going to join us from over in Switzerland. He's out there for Euro 2025 for us. A fellow comedian,
Lauren James on Saturday night.
Sensational,
unbelievable.
Liam Withnall's going to join us. He's a West Ham supporting comedian.
Yes, very funny man.
Joe Wicks is popping up. Talk a bit of Chelsea and more, and we'll be talking golf, more football, transfers, the lot, all to come between now and 4. Thanks for all your emails and texts, and we'll bring you some of those in the next hour as well.
Thanks for sticking with us. Those are the words of Chelsea's Todd Boehly. After the club's success at the Club World Cup, talkSPORT exclusively caught up with the Blues owner, who's feeling pretty confident about the upcoming season.
We knew all along in the value of the project. And so, I think obviously it came together brilliantly. I think the boys have shown that, they are, a force to be reckoned with. And, I think that's, what we were hoping for.
So with exactly 1 month until the Premier League kicks off again, Simon Jordan reckons Enzo Maresca's side shouldn't be underestimated.
He's had the modelling clay. Yeah. He's had good players there. And there was always... Now that he's got the boy from João Pedro, who I really like, and Liam Delap, who I really, really like, they've got some really added ingredients in there. So they're going to give people a little bit of trouble next year.
We understand Newcastle negotiators are in Germany and are ready to convince Hugo Ekitike to move to St James's Park. He's been on Eddie Howe's radar for some time now, but Frankfurt have valued the striker at £86 million. There is hope he could be available for less, though. But talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook says it's far from a done deal.
They're looking for a player who can play alongside Isak and someone who can cover him as well, because obviously Callum Wilson rejected the offer of a new pay-as-you-play deal, so they are short in the striking department. But I think there's going to be rival interest as well. I know he's on Liverpool's list if they can offload Darwin Núñez.
Brentford have confirmed the signing of Jordan Henderson on a 2-year deal. He arrives on a free after he agreed to leave Ajax. The midfielder told the Bees he still wants to improve, but will try his best to pass on his experience to the younger players. This, as Brentford's owner is planning to sell a minority stake of the club, valued at $400 million. And rumour has it, film producer Matthew Vaughan is part of a group considering investing in the club. It's thought they want a 25% stake. For the full rundown of all of today's transfers, head to the live blog at talksport.com.
Good afternoon, Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. Adrian Durham joining us live from Switzerland at Euro 2025 for a bit of a chat just on the Women's Euros and football generally. Liam Wisnell, comedian, West Ham fan, popping in. And Joe Wicks joining us as well for a
Very
chat.
nice.
So he's been animated.
I'll breathe in. When Joe Wicks comes on, I always breathe in, Paul, sit up straight.
Really. I start immediately doing nice and easy, just running on the spot. That's the way he always starts everything.
Is that what he does?
Yeah, nice and easy. It might be nice and easy for you, Joe.
Yeah, nice and easy.
Burpees, I can't. The burpee.
No, thank you.
You're getting triggered, like lockdown triggering on you. You're suddenly seeing yourself in the garden. Doing burpees,
standing on the front step, clapping,
and thinking, why can't I do them like Joe?
Getting a tin pan out with a spoon.
Anyway, Joe's going to join us later. In the meantime, Daniel Bedingfield was mid-gig the other day, and his shorts fell down.
Few people it's happened to, Paul. Good afternoon, Paul and Charlie. My chino trousers once fell down while I was playing a round of golf with Sir Terry Wogan.
He would have liked that.
This is very much a Ronnie Corbett style story again, Paul.
It is, yeah. But we did the producer material.
Playing a round of golf with Terry Wogan at Temple Golf Club.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got some underscore. That's nice.
Yeah.
I have no idea how this actually happened. Terry insisted on buying me lunch and drinks afterwards. Oh, I like what he saw. Very nice indeed. Very nice. Yeah. With regards, this is James from Armitage. With regards to trousers falling down at the wrong time, I'm a funeral celebrant.
Oh no!
Based in the Midlands. One ceremony, I was watching the family, and just as they took the coffin off the shoulders, the eldest son's trousers fell from his waist to his ankles.
Oh no!
Oh no, that's not what you want to happen.
Wasn't Brian Rix's funeral, was it? It's one for the teenagers. Yeah.
This is my favourite one, though. This is Trevor, the Everton fan. He says, welcome, Mark Travers. But anyway, my trousers fell down whilst carrying 2 heavy bags of shopping across Shirley High Street in Southampton. Happened in slow motion.
Wowee, that's
very
fantastic.
nice indeed.
Halfway across the high street with your hands full of bags.
Exactly, yeah.
So do keep them coming.
I was. This is one more. Sorry. This is Neil, the Exeter City fan. So it couldn't happen to a nicer man. I was working on my parents' house on a ladder just above the bay window on the living room.
Oh dear.
My older brother.
This is Robin Asquith who sent this in. Another one for the teenagers.
My older brother pulled my shorts down, and the boxers went with them. The neighbours saw everything, and I could hear my dear old mum laughing her head off as she watched TV.
Are we accepting my trousers were pulled down? Because that's a very different...
That's a whole other text topic.
I think there's got to be a natural fall of the shorts.
So I think it's got to be. There we are. Thank you for those.
talksport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH and J 3717223344. These are all great stories that could have graced the PH test. The PH test is where Charlie invites you to join us with a great story, your best story.
I'll say it. Paul is the greatest storyteller, and to get into the Paul Hawksbee Hall of Fame, you have to pass the PH test, and to do that, you have to come on and tell your best story. No, it's not like anything else. No other format. You have to come on and tell us your best story, sporting based or otherwise.
Okay, yeah.
The one you'd open with at a dinner party with someone you were trying to impress.
Okay.
Your best story. To get through, we take 3 at a time. Don't we? Not at a time, obviously.
Yeah.
one by one.
It's not like in a rondo. So we've got, I tell you what, we can give you a little flavour of the last 2 weeks and the ones that fared pretty well in the PH test. Here we go.
Won't tell you story. I went for a job interview, and so I shook the first 2 people's hands, and the third person's hand, I shook it, but it came off in my hand.
Oh no!
It's false.
False hand.
False hand.
I sleep with no clothes on, so this poor man saw a naked man running down the garden.
Wow!
And who then kicked his legs away. And as I went back up the garden to my house, my neighbour was looking out the window at me at the same time. So that's basically fugitive in my garden.
Yeah. Saw a lot. Stopped a burglar, didn't he? Stopped somebody burgling. Burgling his shed in the Buff.
If you want to enter the PH test with your best story, 03717223344.
Yeah, well, you'll make the top 3. We'd love to hear from you. Do you want to do that just after 3? 03717223344 to get in touch. And to get in touch on anything else with your trousers or your shorts falling down, it's the same phone number, talksport.com/H&J, text to 81089 or tweet to TSH&J. That's TSHANDJ.
Yes.
Tape ball we turn to now.
Nice.
It's a sport that originated in Pakistan. It's very popular in the South Asian community. It's a very simple thing. It is a tennis ball wrapped in electrical tape.
Yeah, it's the perfect sport, Paul.
And it allows you to play. You haven't got to have pads, obviously, but the ball, you can spin it and seam it. You can do all those things. You can do it with a cricket ball.
It stings a bit if it hits you.
It's but not to the extent.
It's going to break your lead.
You have to be covered in pads.
Yeah, exactly.
But we have the World Cup upon us. We have the Tape Ball World Cup, and here to tell us more about it is the co-creator of it, Sam Goodall-Walker. Good afternoon, Sam.
Hello, Sam.
Good afternoon. You okay? You hear me well, gents?
Yeah,
very well.
Good,
thanks, Sam.
It's a good game. I've seen it play. I know it was a game that the ECB have been sort of pushing, certainly in the South Asian community, and it's a very exciting game, isn't it, when it's played well?
Yeah, it is. I know Chance to Shine. I've been doing a lot around developing the game over the last few years, and what it does do is it gives us an opportunity to not just introduce a new format to people who are used to playing regular hardball court cricket, but also it takes the weather away. And as we know in this country, the weather can be a challenge when it comes to cricket.
Absolutely. So it's tends to be played in. From what I've seen, is it 8 aside, and you play 5. I think you have 5 ball overs. So are you sticking to that sort of tape ball format in your World Cup?
No, so we originated doing a World Cup for amateur footballers, and that's developed so much we decided to expand into cricket. And so what we do it's called the World in One City. The company sat behind it, and we develop our own version of the game. So it's 9 aside. T10 tape ball, as you can see in the background, it's the T10 tape ball World Cup. So it's fast and furious. Balls will be going everywhere. but it's still similar to the format that you would see out in the Middle East where they play the T10 leagues. And obviously it's quick. The games are gone through quite fast. It's tape ball, so as you mentioned earlier, you don't need to get your pads on, your helmet, your thigh pads, etc. You can get out there with your bat, smash the ball away. The ball swings a mile. It's fast and furious. We're going to be playing the World Cup on an all-weather pitch,
right?
Which means that, as I mentioned earlier, the although the fans can still come, we can get through a bit of rain, and we're not dealing with the northern storms.
No,
I've got a question for you, which is who tapes the ball? Because I'd be very suspicious, like a boxer taping their gloves. The wraps. I'd be if each team tapes their own ball, then.
They'll be independently taped, I'm guessing.
Absolutely, by the team. Starting off with me, probably I'll be the demo. But no, there's a professional way of doing it online.
Is there?
You can find anything on YouTube these days, but there is a proper way of taping a ball up. But I'm lucky. I did a lot of tape ball coaching over the years, as I mentioned, with Chance to Shine. So I know a little bit about taping a ball up here, especially at short notice. But they'll be professionally wrapped and independently looked at before the games begin, don't you worry.
England, Ireland, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Afghanistan all going to compete. And it's the rest of the world side.
No, actually there's not now. That was the original plan. And we've now merged with Wales have come forward. So we instead of going for a sort of rest of the world, we decided because we are another nation that came forward to fill that space. And they're all completely legitimate. So we follow all the ICC rules in terms of qualification. So all of the teams could, if they were strong enough, they would be able to play for the international team in hardball cricket. So it is completely legitimately an amateur World Cup.
And a great many top cricketers around the world started playing tape ball, didn't they? Came through it before they played, proper cricket.
Yeah, well, in a lot of countries in South Asian area, they haven't always been privileged to have lots of facilities everywhere. Obviously, more so now with the growth of things like the IPL, etc. But tape ball was an accessible way for young people to get into the sport. And as you mentioned earlier, it did originate in Pakistan, and it's massive out there. But if you go across Bangladesh, obviously into Afghanistan, a relatively emerging country, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, there's tape ball cricket being played everywhere. So they are the experts, and I'm expecting them to show that when we get kicked off next week.
And it's all under the lights, all the games,
nice,
Sam, is that right?
Yeah, evening games. I mean, we're lucky to have a bit of sunshine, aren't we? And the nights don't come in too early just yet. But I imagine the later games, there's 2 games a night, as there's 2 group stages. So it's 2 games a night, ran like a proper World Cup over a few weeks. And the later game will be definitely under the lights and, balls disappearing into the night.
Yeah. Have you got all your players? You've sorted all the teams completely sorted? You're not looking for anybody else?
No, unfortunately. So you'll have to get your whites out next year, gents. But the squads are in, so they are released. We run it exactly the same way as an international tournament would be. We do lots of social media announcements and videos. We've done a little advert for it to announce it to the Liverpool area where it's obviously being held, and all the team squads will be announced later this week. And once they're in, they're in. You can't change them. So you've got to make sure you pick your squad balanced enough so that you can get through the group stages, and hopefully if they make it to finals day.
And can people come and watch? Where can they see it?
Yeah, so it's taking place Monday, Wednesday, Friday over the next 2 weeks, starting Monday the 21st of July, and the finals days on Sunday the 3rd of August. And there's a big school complex in Liverpool called Liverpool College Sport, where they've got a massive cricket pitch, huge all-weather pitch, and all the facilities we need there. So we'll have that place completely shut off. Fans can come. And just to give you a bit of a sneak preview into it, we did the draw live with the team managers last week, and India and Pakistan landed in the same group. And this is an exclusive because no one knows this yet, but they're actually playing on the first night next Monday. They're playing against each other. And the later game, under the lights, 8:30, so that'll be an absolute banger of a game, and I'm sure that'll set the tone for the rest of the tournament then.
Yeah, blimey, you're going to need a bigger arena, I think. India, Pakistan come up against each other playing cricket. Well, I hope it goes well, Sam. Thanks. Do let us know who wins.
Yeah, we will do. Thank you very much. Appreciate us for having us on.
Yeah, Sam, good luck.
Sam Goodall-Walker, their co-creator of the T10 Tape Ball World Cup.
I didn't know if it was one hand, one bounce. It was beach cricket rules, Paul. One hand, one bounce. If it goes in the sea, you're out.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. what rules do you have for beach cricket? Do you ever play
beach? Yeah, I've played a bit of beach cricket.
Once
Six
and out
in the sea.
Yeah,
get in the sea.
In the sea, and you're out. That's just the rules, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, you're not being rewarded for a big hit, though, are you?
But you don't.
You're just getting up.
Someone's got to go and get it.
Just end up nerdling.
Unless you've got a dog, and the dog goes and gets it. Yeah, they love it. Dog catches it, you're out.
Yeah. If you've got your own rules of beach cricket, do let us know.
I suppose, yeah. Definitely.
Quite hard to spin it in the old beach cricket, isn't it?
Well, it depends how good you are.
Yeah. Got to be very good. Be very good. Adrian Durham joining us for a bit of a chat from over in Switzerland. The quarterfinals get underway tomorrow night, Euro 2025. We're right across that for you here on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2. But Adrian giving us a bit of a postcard from Switzerland in a few moments' time. To get in touch, as we said, and certainly for the pH test, 03717 223344. You can call us now, tell your story to our team, register your interest. Hopefully we'll chat to you after 3. If your trousers are still falling down or you've got tales along those lines, we'd love to hear them as well. Talksport.com, text 81089, tweet TSH&J. We're here with Tool Station. Get fast track delivery in as little as 30 minutes on the Tool Station app. Next stop, Tool Station.
time for another summer of unforgettable moments. Come on, England. And England's title defence begins with a damaging defeat in Zurich.
Something has to happen. Serena themselves, they have to look at themselves, what went wrong, because they have to put it right.
It's tournament football, and I think you go through lots of highs and lows to get where you want to be in tournaments.
James on the edge of the area, onto the left foot. Oh, yes! That's a majestic goal from England's Lauren James. Two left-footed shots. It's four! What a performance from England! In Serena, we trust.
The response under pressure, which this England team always seem to do, was magnificent.
Aggie Beaver-Jones with her first goal in a major tournament. 6-4 England. What a night for Serena Wiegman.
Really nice to see that we scored so many goals and that many different players score goals.
It all bodes very well for the Lionesses here in Switzerland.
We're with the Lionesses for every kick right here on talkSPORT.
Yes, England versus Sweden Thursday evening in
brilliant.
Zurich. And yeah, they've bounced back after that very poor start against the French. And we were all a bit concerned. Really,
it's almost the best thing that could have happened, I think, Paul.
Yeah,
they hit sort of a low point, almost rock bottom early on, so they all had to regroup.
Yeah,
go. Do we want this or not? And push on. Leave. You know.
Yeah. Well,
to leave.
I mean, I think we expected them to beat Wales, but the Dutch performance was very good. Let's cross to Zurich now. Adrian Durham joins us. Good afternoon, Aid.
Hello, Aid.
Paul, hi. Charlie, hello. Charlie, first of all, the talkSPORT team out here has been watching you on YouTube. Charlie, we love your glow up. You are looking fantastic. I'm going to take some lessons when I get back.
That's very nice.
What have you done, Charlie? I've not noticed. What have you changed?
I don't know what I've done.
Has he trimmed his beard? He's had a bit of a haircut?
Haircut, that's all. Maybe it's just that. There we are. Glow up. That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't normally look like, if I ring me face against a bell tower. There we are.
Well,
Thanks, Aid.
I think last time we spoke...
Enough about me. Let's talk about the Lionesses.
Last time we spoke to you, I mean, again, we were all a bit very disappointed by the France performance and pretty fearful that, the Dutch could do a number on us and that would be the end of that. But they have bounced back, I think it's fair to say, isn't it, the girls?
Yeah, that's exactly what they've done, and in style as well. So 10 goals in the 2 games, seen themselves through the group, finished in the ideal second place in the group as well, so they won't meet Spain until the final at the earliest if they get through. But I think the other thing to note is just how much the team has come together. Ella Toon coming in has been fantastic for the team, and I think all the players around the team appreciate what she does on and off the ball, not just getting goals, 2 assists I think the other night as well, but off the ball she kind of sets the tone, as well as Alessia Russo up top, her best mate. Lauren James going out right, probably operates best from that position. If you've watched her for Chelsea over the years, that's where she is at her best. And the other thing that I think is significant, we are following exactly the same pattern as we did when we won the Euros in 2022. That was a difficult first game, and all right, in 22 we won it. It was 1-0 against Austria. It was tricky, it was slow, it wasn't convincing. I think we were all a little bit worried, but it was a tricky first game. Second game, they destroyed difficult opponents in Norway in 22 and in the Netherlands this time around. And then it was a home nation in the third game, and they absolutely battered Northern Ireland in 22, and they've absolutely ruined Wales this time around. So we're following a similar pattern to when we won it 3 years ago, and that's got to bode well.
Alessia Russo, I'm pleased she got her goal on Sunday night, because she'd missed about 3 headers she missed with the Netherlands, and then she's done quite a few assists.
Yeah.
And I thought, you need one here, I think, to push on, because obviously we need to play through her, and it was good she got her goal, Adrian.
Yeah, I was speaking to her dad this morning, Mario, actually, and he said that, brilliant that she got the goal, and let's hope in terms of goals she pushes on now. And I said to him, well, listen, hang on a minute. Even if you take out the assists, and the assist numbers for Alessia Russo are good in this tournament so far, her hard work is sensational. She is closing everything down. Even when England are 3 or 4-0 up, she is working so hard for the team. And that's what you need from a striker like that up front. She's doing what the Ellen White did 3 years ago for England in that European Championship winning side. Doing that hard work, allowing others to come on and take the glory. But we were all relieved and pleased for her when she scored the goal. And you could see the relief in her celebration as well. And the other thing was, this is a player who doesn't panic. She's so calm. She's not upset when she misses chances or doesn't show it. And yes, she celebrates goals, but she doesn't go OTT with it. If you look at that ball coming in low into the middle, she's not panicking thinking, I've got to get a goal and lashing at it. She's taking a touch, allowing herself the space and time to slot the ball into the empty net. It was really good football from Alessia Russo. I've got no complaints with her. If she doesn't score again this tournament, I think she's just been absolutely brilliant for the England team. And I'd say over the course of the 3 games so far, she's arguably been our best player. I'd probably give her the edge over Lauren James.
Now, you've done enough tournaments to know, Adrian, that it's always better when the hosts are still alive in the tournament. You know, the vibe is better when people are looking forward to a game. I mean, it is Spain, and you would imagine this is where the run comes to an end. But are you sensing that? I mean, the Swiss, they still sort of involved in the tournament?
Yeah, I mean, the captain Leah Volta, the Arsenal players everywhere, involved in every billboard advert on TV. She is everywhere. So, yes, she's at the forefront of it. But the Swiss nation getting behind their team as well. And a lot of us are hoping that Switzerland can do a job on Spain. And Spain can be vulnerable defensively. I think we all know. They just got to look at the way they play. But I was actually re-watching the extended highlights of England's 1-0 win over Spain earlier this year. Jess Park getting the goal. And we're actually going to hear from Jess Park a little bit later on today. And that was a performance that showed if your goalkeeper, and Hannah Hampton was in nets for England that game, if your goalkeeper plays really well and has the game of her life, and if your defence is organised, then you've really got a chance of keeping Spain out. But they've got some sensational players. We'd all expect Spain to get through, but Switzerland will have that little advantage of being the host nation and having the fans behind them as well.
Excellent. So it kicks off again tomorrow night, Norway, Italy. It's first up, isn't it, in Geneva?
That's our side of the group, isn't it? That's our side of the draw, I think.
That's right. So I think there'll be we'll all be keeping an eye on that, hoping that we get through against Sweden, which won't be easy. In fact, we were chatting to Tash Dowie, who's out there with you, former England player, and she was saying she probably would have preferred to have played Germany in many ways.
Yeah, I can understand that because Germany captain is out injured. They've got a player suspended as well, so I can understand why Tash would say that. Sweden themselves have got some really good players, good attacking players. In Asllani and Blackstenius has been scoring goals, Champions League winning goal, of course, for Arsenal last season as well. Angeldal's been brilliant, particularly in the first game. They've got the best goalkeeper stats-wise in the tournament, so nobody's going to take them lightly. It's going to be a very difficult game. I was at their 4-1 win over Germany in Zurich on Saturday night, actually, just watching in preparation in case England got, well, they would have got either Sweden or Germany, whether they finished first or second, so it was in preparation for that. And I think 4-1 flattered Sweden slightly. They had a good game plan, but once Germany went down to 10, they had no idea what to do, Germany, so it was really easy for Sweden in the end. But listen, I think England can only just focus on themselves, and they're playing so well at the moment. I think the rest of the teams, including Spain, will look at England and think, hang on a minute, this lot are back to their very best. Forget the players pulling out pre-tournament. This lot can score goals, they can keep clean sheets, they can keep them out as well. They are a force to be reckoned with. And actually, we're here at the Dolder Grand, which is where the Lionesses are staying for this tournament. They call it the Dolder Grand because it's a grander night to stay here. And I did apply to talkSPORT management for us all to be staying here. For some reason, they said no. It might have been different had Simon Jordan said, yeah, I want to cover the Lionesses, but we'll never know. But there's no excuse for the Lionesses. They've got everything they need here. And you can tell that when you interview them, when they're in press conferences, they are super relaxed. On and off the pitch, they seem to be together as well. In a way we didn't think they would be after all those pullouts before the tournament. Fingers crossed, it's looking good, but to do back-to-back Euros will be sensational for the Lionesses.
At least you're not 75 miles away from the stadium as we were for Liverpool Alaves all those years ago, Adrian, me, you and Andy. So 75 miles from the stadium. We got in a cab. Remember getting in that cab and the guy said, you really want to go there? We said, yeah. He said, it's 75 miles away. Things have changed. It's a bit better than that, isn't it?
It's from London Bridge to Swindon.
The thing I remember about that... That was 24 years ago, and I can still hear vividly, loudly in my ears Andy Jacobs moaning about it non-stop. I was quite happy to be out there and discovering a new place I'll probably never go back to. But and the final itself was 5-4 to Liverpool, which was just crazy. An own goal, golden goal winner, as I recall. for Liverpool against Alaves. But yeah, no, those are sensational times, Paul. But all the details that have never been revealed before will be in my book.
Oh yeah, looking forward to the book. Can't wait for the book.
Yeah.
Nice. Cheers, Abe. Thanks for
Be afraid.
Thanks very much.
Old goal, golden goal winner. That sounded like a right Bruce Forsyth.
It was a bit.
It was an old goal, golden goal winner.
That's it. So it was. Andy, I mean, it wasn't like Andy at Moan then, or indeed now.
He's mellowed
But
now.
I mean, we were 75 miles from Dortmund, which is a Gene Pitney song, I think. Working a much older audience today.
We really are today.
Norway, Italy gets us underway tomorrow night. It's live on talkSPORT 2. Of course, we've got England for you 8 o'clock on Thursday. All the closing stage games across the network. Anyway, better crack on. It's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker. The news headlines are next.
Thanks for sticking with us. Those are the words of Chelsea's Todd Bowley. After the club's success at the Club World Cup, talkSPORT exclusively caught up with the Blues owner, who's feeling pretty confident about the upcoming season.
We knew all along in the value of the project. And so, I think obviously it came together brilliantly. I think the boys have shown that, they are, a force to be reckoned with. And, I think that's, what we were hoping for.
Brentford have confirmed the signing of Jordan Henderson on a 2-year deal. He arrives on a free after he agreed to leave Ajax. The midfielder told the Bees he still wants to improve, but will try his best to pass on his experience to the younger players. This, as Brentford's owner is planning to sell a minority stake of the club, valued at 400 mil. And rumour has it, film producer Matthew Vaughan is part of a group considering investing in the club. It's thought they want a 25% stake. For the full rundown of all of today's transfers, head to the live blog at talksport.com. And England have called up spinner Liam Dawson for the 4th test with India. It's after Shoaib Bashir was ruled out of the rest of the series with a broken finger. Get more on this at talksport.com.
fitness guru and I'm sure pretty happy Chelsea fan Joe Wick's going to be joining us for a chat later. Before that, though, Charlie, you were telling me just how expensive it is to go and do a run at the Edinburgh Festival, isn't it? It's expensive.
It's gone crazy, Paul.
The best way to do it, really, is to base yourself in Edinburgh.
Yeah, just live in Edinburgh the rest of the year.
That's it.
Cheaper than actually just doing the Fringe.
I think that's what our next guest does. He is taking a show while he's doing his show where he lives in Edinburgh. Liam With now joins us. Hi, Liam.
Hey, Liam.
Hello, lads. How you doing?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Clearly not an Edinburgh native, even from that brief interjection, Liam. So what took you up there?
Well spotted. I'm from Dagenham originally. I'm an Essex boy. But I moved up to Edinburgh 18 years ago now. Wow. And as you say, if you're a comedian, then it does save you money in the long run just to live here year round and let everybody else come to you.
Yeah, nice part of the world.
Yeah, lovely part of the world. Yeah.
Big Strong Boy is the show, Liam. I was reading some stuff about it, and it includes some interesting facts about you. Do you failed a Harry Potter audition?
Oh, wow.
What were you up? What were you up for?
Well, please, honestly, this is a slight over-exaggeration. I'll tell you what happened. When they announced the Harry Potter films, I went and asked my mum if I was allowed to audition.
Oh, yeah, Billy.
And she said no. So that was the end of my Harry Potter. It didn't work out. There's a sliding doors moment in my life, I think, somewhere Daniel Radcliffe in a parallel universe is on talkSPORT and I'm in LA sunbathing, avoiding J.K. Rowling's phone calls.
I like the thought that you thought when they announced the film was going to come out, that's when you have to go and audition for it. As a kid.
That's how it works, I think.
That's how it works, I think. Yeah.
You watch the trailer and you think, I actually see myself in this.
Yeah, I could be in
Why
this,
was she not keen, your mum, then? Why didn't she? Why was that?
Well, it was early days internet, dial-up internet, you know. It was 2004, 2005, something like that. And so she thought it seemed suspicious to be posting videos of yourself off to addresses you found online, even though it was the official Harry Potter website. She said in her Essex voice, honestly, Liam, we don't know who's running that website. It could be an absolute monster. And in hindsight, she may have been more correct than I thought, but it meant that I was not allowed to audition for the Harry Potter films.
What a great show.
There we are. You say you're a decade into sobriety, but you're binging on junk food instead, and this is about getting fit as well, Liam. How's it going? Are you doing free weights? Are you doing press-ups? What are you doing on the Monjaro? What are you on?
No, I wish, God, the Monjaro would make things just a little bit easier. No, I've got a personal trainer.
Oh, nice.
He's an online coach, so I've never met him. It might be
Is he AI? Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in my phone. He lives in my WhatsApp, and I have to do My Fitness Pal. Have you ever done that?
No, I haven't done that, as you can tell.
You have to track every single thing you eat. He goes, everything you eat, Liam, goes into the app. That way, I can see your calories and we can see where you're going wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I said, I know where I'm going wrong, Rob. I ate an Easter egg for dinner. I don't need help knowing what's bad. I need someone to live with me and stop me.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. We're focusing on the food stuff at the moment. I'm a big binge eater, Charlie. You know, I love especially
it's
you'll know
when
as
you're on the road. When you're on the road and you're full of adrenaline, you come out. You want to eat. Basically a small picnic in your car on your own,
or get a kebab on the way home.
Exactly. You deserve it. You've earned it.
It's hard to
made
eat
all
well
those
on the
people
road.
laugh, Liam.
Yeah, that's it.
Both of them.
Both those people enjoyed your show.
So you are a bit of Dagenham that you've retained is you're a West Ham fan. Is this right, Liam?
That's right, mate. Yeah. They're my team. Always have been. My dad told me when I was 5 years old that I'm allowed to support any team that I like, but if it's any team other than West Ham, I have to go and sleep in the shed.
That's how you do it.
I'm all for that sort of stuff.
That's Harry Potter. You'd have been good in Harry Potter.
Under the stairs.
Maybe that was it. Maybe Harry Potter was shoved under the stairs because he didn't want to support his dad's team.
Yeah,
exactly. He said, "I want to be a Liverpool fan, Dad."
That's probably what it was. Do you take in any football up there? Are you one side of Hibs or Hearts or not?
I live in the shadow of the Hibs ground, I do get along there. Couple games a season, I go and check them out, and I also live very close to a team called Edinburgh City FC. At Meadowbank Stadium, which I pop along to a couple games there a season. That stadium, I have to say, I do like them, but it is quite a bleak stadium. It's a 300 seat stand, and there's a pole that stops you seeing the pitch, basically.
Yeah. What's his name?
Jersey. He's a lovely lad. Big chap. What's his name? Come on, Charlie.
I mean, that's all right. Paul, it's good
that
fun.
was good. That was a good.
Fun. Put that in, Liam.
Yeah, write that down.
That's it. I'll write that down.
Yeah.
Is it? But that's what it's all about, though. I love Scottish football. It always seems to be a bit livelier than English football.
You just feel like
there's like always someone's about to get sent off at all times.
You feel like the players are going to finish the match and then go do a shift in a bakery. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly, along those lines.
And how do you feel as a West Ham fan currently then? Mr. Potter. Another Potter in your life.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah.
How do I feel? I'm kind of being very cautiously optimistic at the moment, trying to be. You've got to be, haven't you? But it is hard. I mean, we've just sold Mohamed Kudus, really good player, for a little bit less than I think we should have sold him for. I think we need to just buy a couple of players, and then I'll feel a bit better. At the moment, it's feeling a little bit bleak, maybe. But if we get 3 or 4 in the door before the season starts, I'll feel a bit more confident. I'd be happy with a mid-table finish. I think would be a good first full year for Graham.
Whoever they bring in next, and they bring in that couple of players you mentioned, Liam, there'll always be players that you say, "I remember him. He came in with the Kudus money."
Oh yeah,
and you always say that. It's like we have at Tottenham. We came in with the Bale money. He came in. And so forever they're the bloke that came in with the Kudus money, and they never quite live that down. You just hope it works out, really.
We had it with the Rice money for a while.
Oh, the Rice money, of course,
a lot of money for Rice. So we did. It maybe wasn't spent as efficiently as we'd like, but hopefully that Kudus money goes towards some decent names.
For all you two know, the Rice money was spent on a roof. For one of the stands or something like that, it might not have been spent on a player.
They rent the ground at the moment, don't they? So they haven't got to worry about stuff like that. Monkey Barrel 1, 6:10 from Tuesday the 29th of July. But everybody, are you having the 13th off? You're through the Sunday the 24th of August.
You've got to have a day off, because otherwise...
You're one of the rare people doing the full run these days.
I mean, because I live here,
because you live here. You see,
I live here. I've got to, I'd love to do a little cheeky half run like the rest of the cowards, but I can't. I've got to do the whole thing.
It'll be a great hour, Paul. Liam's a really, really funny man. Great jokes, and he's good company for an hour as well. So I think it's going to be a great hour. People should definitely go and see it.
I was watching some of your bits and pieces on your social, so people can find you on TikTok, little short bits, and there's a full gig I saw up there on YouTube. Is that right?
That's right. So Monkey Barrel, where you just mentioned, I filmed an hour-long special there in December, and it came out 9 days ago.
Right, very nice.
On YouTube. It's free. It's up there. It's just an hour of my favourite jokes from over the years. It looks really good. My mate Nicholas Afchain directed it, and we've got all this beautiful sparkly 70s curtains behind us, and I'm in a blue suit. It looks great, and it's very funny. It's an hour long. It's free. It's on YouTube. Go have a little look for yourself.
Yeah, get a flavour of Liam's show. Good to talk to you, Liam. All the best.
Thanks, Liam.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, mate.
There we are. Liam Withnail, Monkey Barrel 1, 6:10 up in Edinburgh, 29th July, the 24th of August. Not the 13th. Don't go on the 13th. He won't be there.
On the 13th.
He won't be there.
You'll have to go and do something else.
So, we mentioned the Kudus money, the Bale money, the Rice money.
Yeah.
Who did you buy with the X money? Who's the players you think of? We bought them with the X money. Do let us know. Often you waste it when you
it's gone.
When I look back on some
What was the Bale money spent on, Paul?
The Bale money was spent on Christian Eriksen.
Okay, that's not bad.
Which we were pleased with.
Yeah.
One or two of the others, not quite so much. Didn't quite last the test of time. Of the 5 or 6 players that we buy with the Bale money. Just to let you know, we were chatting to Seb Stafford-Bloor from The Athletic, who gave us chapter and verse on Hugo Ekitike earlier on. Frankfurt have rejected a £70 million bid from Newcastle for Ekitike. Doesn't mean it's done.
No.
I mean, I think he does have like a £95 million buyout clause.
70 feels a lot.
It's sort of late 70s, isn't it? 76, 77. So maybe they'll have to up the deal. But I'm sure they've got a price in mind they're willing to pay.
The Ekatike money. They've got to work out how to spend it.
How they're going to spend the Ekatike money. Well, some of it might be on James McAtee because he's gone over there, hasn't he?
The McAtee money.
Yeah, the McAtee Max money if they then buy Max Aarons. Yeah. Okay, we get the idea with that.
Yeah.
Joe Wick's joining us for a chat next. He's in animation form now, Joe.
All right.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. I'm surprised he's not done it before. Anyway, do that. We'll talk a bit of Chelsea with him. We're here with our good friends at Toolstation. Download the Toolstation app for fast-track delivery on thousands of products. Next stop, Toolstation. We've gone route one. Before we chat to Joe Wicks, we're going to hear from Todd Bowley. Joe is a Chelsea fan, the Chelsea owner. He spoke to Jim White this morning after they won the Club World Cup on Sunday night. He spoke about the importance of the competition and his faith in Enzo Maresca, which some of the fans, let's be honest, didn't have until recently.
Well, we couldn't have wished for a better outcome for our boys who have done such good work and trained so hard and really came together in America under Enzo's leadership and his direction. And no one gave us a chance to beat PSG. And the boys really thrived and grew on that. And watching them come together over the last couple of weeks in America has been just very special. And I think that form that you've seen, is everything we hoped when we were putting this together with Lawrence and Paul. And, Bedad and I couldn't be more grateful for, the success that they've had. And for all Chelsea fans everywhere, we're just so thrilled and thank you for sticking with us. We're really excited about what the future holds.
Owners in this country sound different these days. Back in the 60s, they were all sort of pork butchers from East Lancashire. They all sounded completely different. Anyway, we might touch on Chelsea in a moment with fitness guru, of course, the king of lockdown, Joe Wicks. Good afternoon, Joe.
Joe.
Hello, guys. How's it going? All right?
Yeah, very good, thank you.
Joe, we love it. So many people come on, they join us on Zoom as you have today, and they curate all their backgrounds. Yeah. But, Joe, you got young kids. It's carnage. It's carnage. There's stuff everywhere, mate.
4 kids under 6. This is one of the cleanest ever. Look, they're out today. But we homeschool them, so this kitchen's it's a mess, mate. It's like a classroom. It's a nightmare. But it's good to be here, man. Thanks for giving me some time.
You're welcome, Joe.
This is a really good idea because I'm surprised it's not been done before because it's kind of crying out for you, a little animation of you. So anyway, tell us more about it.
Yeah, so obviously I've done the lockdown workouts, right? And I've been visiting schools for 8 years. I love going into schools, getting kids moving. But the issue is I can't visit every single school in the country. So I had to do something that was kind of scalable that everyone could get a chance to take part in. So I had this idea for an animation. So I've essentially animated myself in a cartoon format with all these little activators. It's called Activate. And it's a 5-minute workout designed for kids to get them moving, to really give them a chance to be active because it's so difficult. Kids are so sedentary these days. And obviously with summer holidays coming, parents find it very hard to get their kids moving. So it's a new workout every single week on YouTube. It's completely free. Really accessible, and the feedback so far has been amazing. I've been in tears today, guys, seeing some of the DMs and the messages from people. It's been so lovely, man.
Right. And it's the people who do Hey Dougie that people know from children's telly have done the animation for you. So I've not seen the pictures, but I imagine it looks good.
Oh, mate, it's amazing. So, Studio AKA are the animators, and we reached out to them. We've done a little bit of work on YouTube with a sort of green screen with Hey Dougie, but we said, look, we want to go full animation, and they've made this wonderful, immersive kind of animation. We've got Universal Music are back in it. They've got, we've become a music partner. They've given us, like, amazing music. The first song we launched of was Elton John, I'm Still Standing, so, like, a banging tune.
Yeah.
It's fun, mate. It's about making it fun, so I think kids need to be almost tricked into having fun and get away from that passive screen time. And I'm trying to use the technology, use YouTube where they really are, and say, look, you can have your screen time, all good, but why not just move for 5 minutes and maybe do a couple and you'll do 10 minutes of exercise and your kids are going to feel better, you're going to feel better about it. And it's just a really wonderful bit of content for parents and teachers to tap into.
Yeah. Did you have any input on the design of yourself, Joe?
I'm looking at it.
Were you shown yourself? Or did you have to say, I think my legs are a little bit longer than that? Or
Well, the funny thing is I've got a little body and a big head, right? And the hair, I don't know how they did it, but the hair looks so phenomenally realistic. It blows my mind. But look, it's funny, man. I mean, I can't believe I'm an animated figure. I do all the voiceover. I made sure we chose the right exercises, and it's about making it fun and accessible. And obviously, there's different characters. So you've got pink and blue and yellow and all these different colours. And one of them's got a little sports blade, for it's sort of diversity and inclusion, just to make everyone who's watching feel that they're welcome to take part. And like, even if you're not a 4-year-old kid or a 5-year-old kid, you will still have fun. You do it with your kids or your nephews. You'll have a right laugh, and you'll all feel better for it afterwards.
Yeah. Have you had your kids doing it, Joe? They've been working out along to it?
Well, they were my guinea pigs. So obviously, when I got the first episode, and it's really funny because when it first started to be animated, I was bald. They didn't put the hair on, so I had this bald head, little stubbly beard, like stitched-on beard. And I've got my kids out in the garden. I've got a 6-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I just put it on, didn't say a word, and just see what the reaction was. And basically, they're running on the spot, doing star jumps. It does exactly what it says on the tin. And I've launched it today officially. I went to a school yesterday with West Streeting, because the greatest thing is, I didn't go looking for government support and financial support, but they found out about it. And now they've, Department of Education, Secretary of Health has got behind it. They've helped us create the next 10 episodes, and they've given us a platform to really push it into schools. So it couldn't have been a better partnership, really.
So it's all on. It's on your YouTube channel, is that right?
Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel, which is called The Body Coach TV. The first episode went live today. It's had about, last time I looked, like 15,000 views. So already there's a great response. And I've just got sent a video from this beautiful mum. She sent a video. Her daughter was in hospital 7 months ago having chemotherapy. She's about 5 years old, and all her hair's gone. 7 months later, she's in the living room today. Her hair's, an inch long. She's growing her hair back, and she's doing the workout. And I mean, I'm not just saying this. I think we need to talk about this. Like, boys should cry, and I just burst into tears. I've never seen anything so beautiful. these kind of things are, it's the reason I do this. I want kids to have a chance to be active, whether you're going through chemo or you've got anxiety or depression. Like, these little kids are struggling with them. Forget about obesity in the body, the mind, they need help with the mind as well. And that's what this is all about, really.
Brilliant. Well, good luck with it. Just a quick one on Chelsea. We heard from the owner there, Todd Bowley. You must be champions of the world. You must be chuffed.
Yeah, I didn't get to see the match because I was busy, but I want to quickly tell you my Chelsea story. So it was 1994 FA Cup final, Chelsea Man U. My dad went to me, let's put a little bet on the thing. So he went, what colour do you want? And we both just said blue. So from that moment on, we became Chelsea fans. Wow. We got spanked 4-0. Cantona scored 2 goals. But the ironic thing is, I went back to playing Soccer Aid like 25, 30 years later, and I dispossessed Eric Cantona at Chelsea. I took the ball off him, and I stole it off him.
You got your own back. A dish best served cold.
Joe, do you ever have a nice sit down? Just finally, you ever have a nice sit down now and again?
What, me? Oh, no, I don't get time to sit down, mate. Not with kids. And I'm just running around all the time. But this year, I feel like I ain't stopped this year. I feel like I've just been flat out. But I'm doing good things. I'm using my energy in a positive way. I love what I do, man. I love that kids and parents are moving. And look, mental health is at an all-time low. I think we've got to do this. We've got to look after ourselves, man. So get your kids moving, get in their DNA, get the food in, you get some healthy food on the table, and you're going to be winning.
And a whole generation of people, a whole new generation of people because of Activate saying, oh, not burpees, Joe.
Yeah.
Anything, just no more burpees.
Sorry to say, there are burpees in the first episode, so
cheers, Joe. All the best.
Cheers, Joe. Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.
There we are. This Joe Wicks there. Go and check it out on his. It's a very good idea, isn't it?
Very good idea.
Little 5-minute vids to kind of get kids active when, they're more likely to do that than otherwise.
John at Deb's Ironing Shop, the best ironing shop in Wakefield. The Cantona money. He mentioned Cantona there. The Cantona money. We got nothing. We practically gave him away.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. There we are.
What did you do with the money?
Andy Newport says Liverpool bought Van Dijk and Alisson with the Coutinho money.
Oh, the Coutinho money you could probably argue was some of the best spent money of all time. And what a deal they got. 130 million quid for a player that kind of didn't really train on, not for Barca anyway.
Jack, the Chelsea fan,
that was
questioning
the great money.
The Kovacic with the Hazard money. He says that's questionable.
Yeah, that's true. You do get some where you think, because it started off talking to our guest about the Kudus money.
Yes, and Chris in Nottingham says you can shove your Gibbs white money, Paul. So there we are.
Okay, well, there is some big breaking news upon us. I don't know if that's it. Who knows? But we will be bringing it to you very, very shortly.
Thanks for sticking with us. Those are the words of Chelsea's Todd Bowley. After the club's success at the Club World Cup, talkSPORT exclusively caught up with the Blues owner, who's feeling pretty confident about the upcoming season.
We knew all along in the value of the project. And so, I think obviously it came together brilliantly. I think the boys have shown that, they are, a force to be reckoned with. And, I think that's, what we were hoping for.
So with exactly 1 month until the Premier League kicks off again, Simon Jordan reckons Enzo Maresca's side shouldn't be underestimated.
He's had the modelling clay. Yeah. He's had good players there. And there was always... Now that he's got the boy from João Pedro, who I really like, and Liam Delap, who I really, really like, they've got some really added ingredients in there. So they're going to give people a little bit of trouble next year.
We understand Newcastle negotiators are in Germany and are ready to convince Hugo Ekitike to move to St James's Park. He's been on Eddie Howe's radar for some time now, but Frankfurt have valued the striker at £86 million. There is hope he could be available for less, though. But talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook says it's far from a done deal.
They're looking for a player who can play alongside Isak and someone who can cover him as well, because obviously Callum Wilson rejected the offer of a new pay-as-you-play deal, so they are short in the striking department. But I think there's going to be rival interest as well. I know he's on Liverpool's list if they can offload Darwin Núñez.
Brentford have confirmed the signing of Jordan Henderson on a 2-year deal. He arrives on a free after he agreed to leave Ajax. The midfielder told the Bees he still wants to improve, but will try his best to pass on his experience to the younger players. This, as Brentford's owner is planning to sell a minority stake of the club, valued at $400 million. And rumour has it, film producer Matthew Vaughan is part of a group considering investing in the club. It's thought they want a 25% stake. For the full rundown of all of today's transfers, head to the live blog at talksport.com.
Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. In this final hour, we will be chatting to Ben Jacobs, looking at some of the stories of the day. Eddie Pepperell from the world of golf joining us with the Open getting away on Thursday, and we'll be right across that on talkSPORT. But we're touching on transfers now because there's a little bit of breaking news. Alex Crook, as we said, has joined us in the studio. So Alex
must be important if he's joined us in the studio.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Come off his holiday, out of the water aerobics,
parachuted in.
I heard my aerobics went down a storm.
Yeah, wow.
It was on YouTube.
It went viral. It was
for all the wrong reasons.
It was the Charlie's bit my finger of its generation.
Do you know how that happened? Genuinely, right? I went down for breakfast one morning with my gym kit and thought, right, I'm going to have a little workout because I've been trying to work out in this country. Oh, we don't have a gym, sir.
Oh, no.
So I thought, well, if you can't go to the gym, I may as well join in with the aerobics every day.
Nice.
Just the same.
Nice.
Just the same.
There was you and about 20 middle-aged women, wasn't there?
Pretty much.
Dancing to Pink Pony Club. It was lovely.
Anyway, bated breath. Everybody wants to know if it's their transfer. So who are we talking about?
Well, this is the window that just keeps on giving, isn't it? Because there seems to be a sensational story every day. This is one, actually, that I first wrote about in my notebook back in March, that Newcastle were braced for serious interest this summer from Liverpool for Alexander Isak, regardless of whether Mo Salah stays. We didn't know at that stage that he was definitely going to sign his new contract. Obviously, he has done. It's taken a while to come to fruition. There's been no formal bid. It's important to stress that from Liverpool to Newcastle. But conversations have taken place, and basically, Liverpool have indicated to Newcastle that if they do decide the time is right to sell Alexander Isak, not only are they prepared to make a bid, they're prepared to pay a British record fee in excess of £120 million. Of course, they've already broken the British transfer record once this summer for Florian Wirtz. At the moment, the message from Newcastle is that Isak is not for sale. They want him to sign a new contract. But I wonder if this could have knock-on effects now when it comes to Newcastle's own pursuit of Ugo Ekitike, a player who is on Chelsea's radar if Nicholas Jackson was to be sold. And more importantly, I think a player who's on Liverpool's radar as well as they look to bolster their forward options. So as much as Alexander Isak's staying, and we do expect him to stay at this stage, could be good news for Newcastle fans. The fact Liverpool are now expected to make a move for Ekitike, perhaps not quite such good news.
OK, so that is quite interesting, isn't it? So where does that leave Newcastle? There is a relationship, isn't there, between the hierarchy at Liverpool and Eddie Howe? They know each other from the past, don't they?
They do indeed. Michael Edwards, who's the sort of overlord now for FSG, the Liverpool owners, he actually started out as an analyst at Portsmouth when Richard Hughes and Eddie Howe were both players there. They became very close, the three of them. Richard Hughes has now joined Edwards as Liverpool sporting director. And of course, Eddie Howe was Bournemouth manager when Richard Hughes was sporting director there. So I'd imagine that the conversations have been toing and throwing between the three of them. So as I say, no formal bid at this stage. It would have all been handled very respectively. I've seen a suggestion in some quarters that this is an attempt to unsettle Alexander Isak. I think given the relationship between those three, I would say that's unlikely.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's very interesting.
Yeah, very
interesting for Newcastle and Liverpool fans. If you want to give us a call,
would that be brinkmanship at all? What I mean by that is, would they say we want to buy this player just so they can get so they can get Ekitike basically?
Well, I think
would it work like that?
I think Isak would always be their top target, and that was the way I reported it in March. So I don't think they would have wanted to put a bid in for Ekitike, and they've not done that yet.
No.
Had Isak been available. So I think really it's just covering all bases and just double checking. Look, are you sure you don't want to sell us Alexander Isak?
Isak doesn't have a buyout clause.
No, he doesn't.
One we don't know about.
No, well, that has happened this summer, hasn't it? And he is still under contract. You know, it's not that pressing that they have to get him to sign a contract before the window ends. But if he doesn't sign a new contract, then I think we get into January, we get into next summer, then that interest is going to seriously ramp up.
It must drive Newcastle fans mad that they're sitting there.
Well, they got Champions League football.
Owned by a country basically, and all the money in the world, and yet there they are. Might lose their main man. Must drive them.
I mean, look, there is
insane.
with respect to Newcastle, there is. We all know how the food chain works, don't we? But there's an awful lot of boxes ticked from Isak's point of view. You know, he has got Champions League football. He's in a settled side. He's much loved. I'm sure. There's a lot of reasons to stay at Newcastle, isn't there?
Yeah, I think wages wise, Liverpool would probably offer a lot more. I think one thing Eddie Howe's been keen to try and avoid since he's been in there, and we know there's Saudi cash to play with. He's not wanted to smash the wage structure. He's not wanted to deharmonise the dressing rooms. That could be an issue, but it's been a tough summer for Newcastle so far, and I've got a lot of sympathy for Eddie Howe because they tried for Dean Howson, but you're not going to join Newcastle over Real Madrid.
No,
They tried for Brian Mbumo, but he made it pretty clear that he wanted to go and join Manchester United. Obviously, they've managed to get Anthony Elanga over the line. If they do miss out on Ekitike, and it doesn't sound like they're very confident that they are going to be his choice if Liverpool and Chelsea are at the table, then again, do you go to Newcastle over the champions? You don't.
Yeah, no, it's an awkward situation. All right, Alex, thanks very much.
No worries, guys.
We'll keep an eye on that, but interesting times, and Liverpool stepping up their interest.
I mean, it's been
Alexander
a chat all summer, isn't it? It's been
absolutely.
Isak to Liverpool's been in the chat, so let's see if it happens, Paul. It's exciting, isn't it?
Kevin, the Newcastle fan. I don't know if he's raging or not, or sanguine. Let's find out. Hi, Kevin.
Hello, Kevin.
Afternoon, guys. This Isaac thing's been going on for most of this year, really.
Yeah.
And I can't see him jumping ship with profile of Champions League, and Elanga, one of his teammates, has just joined the club. I mean, we've got very deep pockets in Newcastle, and yes, we're constrained by the Premier League wrongly. But I just think Newcastle are probably just going to say, right, we're going to keep Isaac, get another striker up front and replace Wilson, and we'll set the Premier League alight. I think that's what's going to happen.
That's what I was just saying to Alex, that there's an awful lot of reasons to stay at Newcastle from his point of view. But it is the champions. I mean, as Alex said, there's no pressing need for Newcastle to sell him, but it's all about unsettling. Do you mean, Alex, we're just listing the players you've gone after, Kevin? Are you a bit disappointed that you haven't kind of landed anybody yet?
Well, I think we've done like a Trojan horse approach. So we've said we want that player, knowing full well that like Chelsea, like Pedro, the button bought him. I think Eddie Howe and the board of directors of Newcastle are very cute at what they're doing. Our chairman is a very educated top man. So and Jamie Rubin's a very successful businessman. They're not stupid. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So they'll point in one direction, hoping that a team will go and nick the player, and then we'll go from another direction. Which, if you think about the Frankfurt player, we weren't even linked with him a few weeks ago, and then all of a sudden we're putting bids in. So, and then they might be doing that to force Liverpool's hand on that player. You never know.
Yeah, I think sometimes players want success now, Kevin, rather than waiting for a project to come to fruition. And I think if you're Alexander Isak and Liverpool are in for you, and they've just won the league and that. And they've just spent a lot of money on a very good world-class midfielder, Wirtz. That project is happening now, isn't it? He can go there and win things immediately. So often, if you say to him, well, in 2 or 3 years' time, Newcastle are going to be a real power, he might not want to wait that long.
I don't think it'll take that long. I honestly don't. I think we're on the march now. We won a cup this year. We finished in the top of the league. And we will be able to spend a lot of money in the foreseeable future because the Premier League's illegal route for stopping clubs spending what they can afford will be broken in court. That is restrictive trading. So I think we're not going to have to wait 3 years for Newcastle's to get more success. It's going to happen a lot sooner than that.
You've got to love the optimism. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah,
Thanks very much. Kevin there is PSR's gone for a Burton. And, I mean, who knows?
PSR is there to stop clubs going out of business. That's what it's for, isn't it?
Well, partly that, and it's also there to kind of limit the spending of certain clubs and make it a level playing field, so you don't just go out and buy who you like, but,
keep it interesting.
There's a lot wrong with it. There's some aspects of the concept right with it, but there's an awful lot wrong with it when you have to start selling all your crown jewels and your best young players. Because Andy often says that's not what it was set up for, so you have to go and sell your homegrown talent, which people hate doing because you love watching your own players.
You see McTominay going to Man United, to Napoli, and you think, well...
What are Newcastle going to do with the Isak money? Exactly. Yeah, see what I mean? It's fitting into what we've been talking about today.
They're going to go and buy Mateta from Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, what they're going to do with the Mateta money?
He's been linked with Liverpool today. We'll come back to that with Ben Jacobs earlier on. And we're going to talk a bit of Palace as well. It's Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. And we're here with Toolstation. Get fast track delivery in as little as 30 minutes on the Toolstation app. Next stop, Toolstation.
AC/DC. It's meant to. I'm going to tell you a story. We'll get it right eventually, Paul. It's going to be good. Yeah.
Angus in the gaps there. Yeah, a bit of AC/DC, a whole lot of Rosie.
Yeah, very nice.
This is the pH test, in which 3 listeners join us and tell us their best story, the one they always open with when they're
trying to get into the Hawksbee Hall of Fame.
Apparently, the pH test. That's right. We have 3 contestants lined up. And we're going to start with...
It's Mark, the Chelsea fan. We're going to start with. Give us your best... Hello, Mark. How are you?
Hello, Mark.
Hello. Good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
Yeah, we're good, Mark. So tell us your tale. What happened to you?
Okay, so it's 1998. I'm a 19-year-old university student. I've got a part-time job on one of those newspaper stands on the King's Road. You know, a kiosk with all the magazines and newspapers.
Standard!
Read all about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And anyway, this lady comes around the corner, black barrier on, black wrap-round glasses, black coat.
Yeah.
She's walking towards the store, and I see about 10 or 12 paparazzi behind her, right, following her. So they keep their distance. She comes to the store. She takes her glasses off. It's Julia Roberts. Right?
Yeah.
So she says, she buys some magazines. I said, I'll put those in a bag for you. She said, oh, thanks very much. I said, where are you going now? She said, to Dorchester. I said, would you like me to get you a taxi? So you can get away from these guys. So she says, oh, yes, please. So I get out under the hat from the store. I call the taxi driver down, and bear in mind I've got a bomber jacket on, cap, fingerless gloves, jeans. And the cab driver goes, you want to go to the Dorchester, mate? I said, that's my customer, Julia Roberts. He goes, leave off. She puts her head around the door. She says, it's me. I put her in the taxi. She gives me a kiss on the cheek, and the paparazzi ran after her and have a go at me.
What about that?
So you saw a pretty woman walking down the street.
And what magazines did she pick up?
Yeah, Mark. Check the story.
I don't think it was Viz. I think it was more Vogue. And,
Viz.
Julia Roberts with the Profanosaurus.
She was a big fan of Biffa Bacon.
She put them in her otter's pocket.
Good one, Mark.
Good one, Mark.
Very good.
We're going to have all 3, and then we're going to decide which one gets in.
He saved Julia Roberts from the paparazzi.
Very
nice.
Next up. Next up is Lawrence, the Liverpool fan. Lawrence.
Hello, Lawrence.
Hi, Paul. Hi, Charlie. You all right?
You having Isak if he turns up for 120 million quid?
I'll believe it when I see it. I think it's all a bit of smoke and mirrors, in my opinion. Obviously, I'd love it, but it won't happen.
Okay.
So what happened to you?
So I spent 2 years working in Thailand as a fishing guide at a lake that had been dug and stocked with all the biggest, craziest freshwater fish from around the world, including arapaima, which are about 7 foot long and 500 pounds.
Wow.
Gosh.
And a customer had hooked one and was fighting it, and all of a sudden it just stuck solid. So he thought, he's lost it, and the hook stuck in the bottom of the lake. So we don't like to pull and snap the line and leave line in the lake. So I swam out, swam down expecting to just take the hook off the bottom, and when I got down there, the fish was still on, just having a chill out, and obviously took exception to me getting in its face and shot off at 100 mile an hour.
7-foot fish.
I didn't realise that the slack fishing line had looped round my ankle, so I was now being dragged along the bottom of the lake, attached at one end by a 500-pound fish, and at the other end the fisherman started fighting the fish again, thinking he got it back on.
It's like 999,
tight lines.
Yeah.
So I'm bouncing along the bottom. I can't break the line. I've lost my scissors that are normally in my pocket.
Wow.
And that's it. I thought, well, I'm going to die. I just accepted I was going to die.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden I heard a loud bang, which was the line snapping. And thank God for that. Shot to the surface, took the biggest breath of air I've ever had. And that was that. It was quite an experience.
500-pound fish, £1, £2, £500 fish.
Yeah. And he almost met his maker.
There we are.
What a story.
And away. There we are. Very nice, Lawrence. Stay on the line. You might win. You never know. Let's find out. And finally, Steve, the Spurs fan, feels a bit sewn up, but there we are.
Okay,
hello, Steve.
Hello, guys. Great show as always.
Thank you. Have you got a release clause, Steve?
Yeah, because he hasn't got a release clause. 60 million. That's what Steve will only tell his story for 60 million quid. Yeah. So tell us your story, Steve.
So it's a few years ago now, down my local pub. On a Sunday afternoon, they got a band on.
Yeah.
Pub's packed.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like folk music and stuff like that. Everyone's having a nice drink, getting drunk. Band's good, all having a sing along.
Yeah.
But behind the band, they've got this instrument. I'd never seen it before. It's like a long broom handle, and it's got like loads of bowl tops and sort of like tambourines, all that stuff on it. And I thought, that'd be quite interesting.
Like a sort of skiffle instrument.
Like a nice homemade.
Like from Stomp.
Yeah.
So anyway, about halfway through it, they said, right, can we have a member of the audience come up and join us for a song? And And I thought, oh, that'd be a chance maybe to play that instrument. So I put my hand up. I went, yeah, I'll have a go, mate.
Yeah, right.
Gone along there. He's gone, yeah, come up then. And he gives me this little triangle. And triangle and a little bar. I said, what's that? It's a triangle.
Right.
What am I meant to do
Really
with that? He went,
pronounced
well, when we start the song, he goes, you just like ding it every now and again, try and keep
Ding
in
it
tune
every
with
now and again,
I
like
went, mate, I said, I ain't 6. I went, no. I said,
mate, I ain't
want that.
6.
I want to play that instrument.
Yeah.
He went, no. He goes, that doesn't go with the song we're going to sing. I said, well, change your song then.
Oh, God.
He went, no, this is the song we're going to do.
You're a volunteer,
anyway,
Steve. You do what
More
they say.
triangle. Yeah.
So anyway, they start the song, and I'm like in the middle of this packed pub. I'm just like thinking a triangle every now and again. Then I get a bit more lively with it, giving it ding, ding,
Can you
ding.
remember what the song was?
I can't actually, no. But anyway, it gets to the point I'm thinking, oh, do you know what, I'm going to liven this up a bit.
Yeah.
So I decide to give a massive, like, yeehaw!
Oh, wow. It must have been a country song.
As I've done it,
yeah.
my false teeth have come flying out.
Oh, great.
I wasn't expecting that.
This is good. It's got good.
I wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like it just happening in slow motion.
Oh, yeah, wow.
The band has like stopped, everyone stopped, gasping, and they're like, oh my God.
And there's your Amsteads on the table. Fantastic.
Well, no,
they started playing the harmonica.
They did, that's right. They started singing. Yeah. They did another hour. We've got to go, Steve. That's a good
Steve,
story.
Good story, though.
It's a good story.
So,
I've never heard it called a triangle before.
No, a triangle?
Yeah.
It's a bit like Millwall.
It was a bit like Millwall, wasn't it? Yeah.
There we are. So here we're going to find out now, Paul. I'm going to say to you, who gets let into the Paul Hawksbee Hall of Fame?
Okay, we'll let one person go in every week. I think we should.
One person. Are we going to slam the door on the other two? Or we
okay, all right.
Why not?
I like Steve's story.
Steve's story. Lawrence's story.
And really, until his teeth came out, and the pronunciation of the word triangle, I wasn't quite sure. But Steve has not made it.
Steve's not made it.
It's a good story. It's a good story.
You're not in. You're out. It's a gate. It's like a garden gate.
I really did like Mark, the Chelsea fan. He did a sort of turn there for Julia Roberts.
It was good for Julia Roberts.
He hasn't quite made it.
He hasn't made it.
Good. But this is a man who nearly lost his life in the name of fishing.
£500 fish.
So
Lawrence, the Liverpool fan,
he's going in.
He's going in the Paul.
Well done, congratulations.
In you go, the Paul Hawksbee Hall of Fame.
Join
the
the
pH test.
boys,
He passed the pH test. I will say as well, I agree with you, Phil, in Manchester. That is a scene from Notting Hill.
I think it was, wasn't it? It was.
Has he just seen the film Notting Hill?
He probably has. That was it, wasn't it? Anyway,
did that happen to you? And then he went to the beach. He saw this massive shark.
Like, with Hugh Grant, he was part of a love triangle.
Triangle.
Anyway, let's move on. That was the pH test.
I liked it.
Let's talk a bit of Brentford.
Yes, please.
For goodness sake, stop messing about, Charlie. Let's talk a bit of Brentford. Interesting times for Brentford. And this our next guest, Billy the Bee, is not just a Brentford fan. He follows England away, all over the shop. And they've signed Jordan Henderson today. And Jordan Henderson's playing in the Premier League because he wants to play in the World Cup next year. So Billy joins us now. Good afternoon, Billy.
Good afternoon, Paul. Charlie, how you doing?
Yeah, very well, thank you, Billy.
Now, were you pleased? Were you one of those that was pleased to see Jordan Henderson back in Thomas Tuchel's England setup, or were you one of those saying, "Oh, what's the point? We're going backwards"? But now you've signed him at your place. How are you feeling about it?
I'll tell you something. Actually, it's really interesting because there's the England scenario and there's the Brentford scenario. For the England scenario, I'll look at it. I'm not going to talk too much about development players coming through, people, and Jordan Henderson inside there, I thought was an interesting choice at the time. But what I thought was really interesting is when I talked to Tuchel and his reasons behind it. Yeah. Okay. And he kept on talking about, his professionalism, great around the kids and all this kind of stuff. And the thing is that you've got to remember that Tuchel, he's got a 1 year contract. If they don't go up in a year, he's sacked. Okay. So he basically will do whatever he needs to kind of do that job there. Brentford is different.
Oh,
there we are.
Actually, Henderson got signed because, I'm saying, and the reason why is Norgard. He's a brilliant player. For Brentford, he's brilliant. If Norgard doesn't have a great game, normally Brentford don't have a great game. He's a great leader, captain, visionary, everything like that. Progresses the ball, and we've known the last season that Norgard, he can't play 3 games in a week. but doesn't mean that he's like, he can't play. He's still a very good player, but you've got to manage how he plays.
Yeah.
So Brentford, admittedly, they've been looking at the evolution of Norgard, for the last 6 months, a year. They've been looking, how are we going to replace Norgard? Are we going to get somebody to play beside him? Arsenal came in, gave us 10 million, thank you very much. So now he's gone there and he could play, a game a week, one game every 2 weeks, which is fine. But for us, he's the kind of player that we need to play week in and week out. Now, Brentford, as you know, they don't do things in halves. They plan very far in advance. The next Christian Norgard is already in the house at Brentford. He's already been developed, but he's very young,
Right.
and he's not ready to go now. So
he needs someone like Jordan Henderson to bring him on. That's what they're saying, right? They've kind of
well, Jordan Henderson, that as well, but also Jordan Henderson to come in as a player, not cost us too much money as such, but also have the experience and everything like that to help our team to bring and keep it at that same level. So that's why when Jordan Henderson came in, it was a surprise to me because I thought he's going to carry on with Ajax, but him coming over and doing that, I think it's actually worked out really well for Brentford, worked out really well for Henderson, and I think it's going to work out really well for the players in and around in the team.
Amari Hutchinson, they're talking about in place of Brian Mbeumo. I mean, how are you feeling about that?
He's a good little player as well. I mean, obviously, Brian's, again, another big boost to fill. When it comes to Brentford and them looking at new players, I trust them implicitly because they don't get it wrong very many times. I think he had a really good season for Ipswich. We were actually talking about him. I think it was last from Pride of West London. That's a Brentford podcast as well. I think we were talking about him last or kind of window, saying it'd be good to get him in just in case any of our players leave. So I think actually it's a good choice, but we've got 6.5 weeks to go till the transfer window finishes, so there's going to be plenty of opportunities and plenty of options out there as well.
He does fit the profile, doesn't he? Billy, we're out of time. Good to talk to you.
Billy.
Thanks
Good
very
stuff.
much.
Okay, cheers.
It's Billy the Bee there. Interesting. He didn't give us the name of the guy.
No.
We should ask him for the name of the guy who's coming, the young player. Without you tell him. Somebody go and
Thomas
buy him.
Frank will know it.
Somebody can. Yeah, let's hope he does. No, I don't think he's. I mean, there was still that Visser chat, but that's all gone very quiet, hasn't it? Anyway, we got the Open just around the corner. Starts on Thursday. Eddie Pepperell is going to join us for a bit of a chat about that, and we will be touching on some of the other transfer stories of the day. Liverpool will link with another striker from the Premier League earlier on today, and we'll test the strength of that and some other rumours later on with Ben Jacobs. But we'll bring you the news headlines next at 3:30.
Thanks for sticking with us. Those are the words of Chelsea's Todd Boehly. After the club's success at the Club World Cup, talkSPORT exclusively caught up with the Blues owner, who's feeling pretty confident about the upcoming season.
We knew all along in the value of the project. And so, I think obviously it came together brilliantly. I think the boys have shown that, they are, a force to be reckoned with. And, I think that's, what we were hoping for.
Brentford have confirmed the signing of Jordan Henderson on a 2-year deal. He arrives on a free after he agreed to leave Ajax. The midfielder told the Bees he still wants to improve, but will try his best to pass on his experience to the younger players. This, as Brentford's owner is planning to sell a minority stake of the club, valued at 400 mil. And rumour has it, film producer Matthew Vaughan is part of a group considering investing in the club. It's thought they want a 25% stake. For the full rundown of all of today's transfers, head to the live blog at talksport.com. And England have called up spinner Liam Dawson for the 4th test with India. It's after Shoaib Bashir was ruled out of the rest of the series with a broken finger. Get more on this at talksport.com.
Big fight preview on talkSPORT with DAZN. Watch Usyk versus Dubois on the 19th of July. Live only on DAZN. Buy now at dazn.com/boxing.
Yes, last Saturday, talkSPORT hosted a fight night special looking ahead to this weekend's massive fight as Usyk takes on Dubois once again live on talkSPORT. Daniel Dubois promoter Frank Warren joined Adam Cattrall and Gareth A. Davis on the show. Let's hear what he had to say now in partnership with DAZN.
It's going to be a phenomenal night, phenomenal atmosphere. He's in with a fighter who, based upon his record, is the standout heavyweight of the 21st century, the standout cruiserweight of the 21st century, and a gold medalist from the Olympic Games. Ticks all the boxes. It's a tough fight. What I like about the fight is I know that he can hurt him, as he showed in the first fight he had with him, with the argument over whether it was a low blow or not. I'm not going to go into all that again. It's all irrelevant now. But Usyk knows he can hurt him, and I thought a very relevant point was made at the press conference by Usyk's management when they said, if they were asked about the fight, what's the difference this time round? They said they're fighting Daniel the man, not Daniel the boy.
Yeah, interesting.
Great point. It's a great point. I don't know if anyone was watching on YouTube there, Paul, but
similar thing you said earlier on, wasn't it? To Duke McKenzie. Yeah, Gareth.
Gareth was in just a waistcoat.
Just a waistcoat. Yeah, I mean, I think he had trousers on, but just
a waistcoat looked great. All of us could wear it, Paul. I mean, you look good in it today, but...
Thank you very much. Listen again to the full Fight Night special on the talkSPORT app. Don't miss a moment of the action this Saturday. Watch Usyk versus Dubois live only on DAZN. Buy now at dazn.com/boxing, or you can listen to the fight on talkSPORT.
Big fight preview on talkSPORT with DAZN. Watch Usyk versus Dubois on the 19th of July. Live only on DAZN. Buy now at dazn.com/boxing.
Got a massive few days of sport with the Lionesses in action.
Yeah.
And the Open. The Open.
Port
and
Rush.
the boxing on Saturday. And the Lions. Live and exclusive on Saturday morning. Before we chat to Eddie Pepperell, a European Tour golfer, and a man who had a pretty decent Open back in the day. Scotty Scheffler, the world number one, has been chatting to the media ahead of the start of the 153rd Open, Royal Port Rush this week. And he said some interesting things about the sense of fulfilment or lack of that he gets from the game.
I'm not here to inspire somebody else to be the best player in the world, because what's the point? You know, this is not a fulfilling life. It's fulfilling from the sense of accomplishment, but it's not fulfilling from a sense of like the deepest, you know, places of your heart. You know, there's a lot of people that make it to what they thought was going to fulfill them in life, and then you get there and all of a sudden you get to number one in the world, and then they're like, what's the point? And, you know, I really do believe that, because, you know, what is the point? You're like, why do I want to win this tournament so bad? That's something that I wrestle with on a daily basis. It's like showing up at the Masters every year. It's like, why do I want to win this golf tournament so badly? Why do I want to win the Open Championship so badly? I don't know. Because if I win, it's going to be awesome for about 2 minutes. And then we're going to get to the next week, and it's going to be like, hey, you won 2 majors this year. How important is it for you to win the FedEx Cup playoffs? And it's just like, we're back here again, you know? So we really do. We work so hard for such little moments. And, you know, I'm kind of a sicko. I love putting in the work. I love being able to practice. I love getting out to live out my dreams. But at the end of the day, sometimes I just don't understand the point.
Has he got Andy Jacobs on his bag?
But no, it's that sort of quite an existential sort of take on it, isn't it? Really?
Well, he might have looked at Rory winning, you know, the Grand Slam of majors, golf tournament majors, and you get that bit of what we talked about last week, that gold medal. They call it gold medal depression, but I think it's probably a different phrase for it, which is you reach the top of the tree and you go, oh, is that it? I've fought for this my whole life.
I didn't feel the way I thought I'd
And he's
feel.
very much a family man, Scotty Scheffler. You know, I know he's a very spiritual man. So,
let's
maybe that's what he's on about.
Let's see what Eddie Pepperell made of that. Hi, Eddie.
Hey, Eddie.
Hello, guys. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, have you caught what Scotty Scheffler was saying there about that sense of fulfilment? He says, you know, you kind of get a win, or you have a good tournament, and then you may be feeling a bit empty afterwards. What do you make of that?
Well, it's been a while since I've had a good tournament, so a feeling of emptiness. But no, it's an interesting comment. I've got to be honest, I hadn't seen that, wasn't expecting those words from Scotty Scheffler. It seemingly is a bit out of character, certainly from, I don't know the guy, but from, you know, as you mentioned, his religious nature, but very existential. And I know Rory has spoken of similar things this year. It's reminded me of Johnny Wilkinson way back when he kicked the winning drop goal in 2003 and having those very depressing moments afterwards, walking around the pitch, and the sense, the realization, is this it? And you work so hard for those. And that's why I guess you have to find something within the game that floats your boat, right? Gets you out of bed and you focus deeply on the process and you immerse yourself in that. And there's many aspects of golf. That's the beauty of the game, I think, that it's challenging nature. It's so broad that you can really immerse yourself in many different facets of the game. And Scheffler, I would say, is as good as anybody at doing that.
I mean, obviously, he's very high functioning, and so whatever doubts, whatever self-doubt, whatever thoughts he has along these lines, he's still able to function at the absolutely top level, isn't he? And still do what he does brilliantly.
Well, absolutely. And you know, there's a degree of sadness in it. You get the sense of, you know, what is there an alternative? And so you end up doing something for the sake of it, because you're associated with it, because you rely on it, because it's what other people expect you to do. But, you know, it's, I mean, we should be previewing the Port Rush, the Open of Port Rush.
I think we're about to,
more joy and hope than you know. If Scotty Scheffler is coming out with this stuff, having won a few majors in the year he's had, then crikey, there really is no hope for the rest of us.
There will be a few golfers saying, yeah, it's all right for you to say that, Scotty, sitting at the top of the mountain and everybody's sort of doing it. But look, and as I said, there was back in the day, wasn't it, 2018? You tied sixth. You had a good Open at Carnoustie.
Tough course as well, Carnoustie.
Yeah, no, it was a tough course, and I did have a good week. So fond memories.
Yeah, I mean, you had a pretty good Scottish Open, and it'd be interesting to see if anybody takes that into the Open at Port Rush.
Yeah, certainly. I did exactly kind of what Marco Penge has done, actually, where he came second, and as did I the week before qualified, and then took on some good form. I remember I didn't even have a practice round at Carnoustie. I was quite tired. I went home that night, flew back up to Scotland at some point late Tuesday or even Wednesday, trusted my caddy to tell me really where to hit it at Carnoustie, even though I played the course back then. I hadn't seen it quite as firm as it was that week. But no, when you're playing well, you can afford to do these slightly odd things and just rest up, and you know your skill set is in place. And again, to mention Scottish Scheffler, there's nobody in golf, I would say, that has their skill set across the board in as good a shape as regularly as that guy. So he probably continues to be the one to watch.
Rory McIlroy going into Portrush, obviously is home course, and he goes into it himself searching for a reason to play golf in many ways. I think the fact that it's a home tournament for him will give him that reason. He seemed to want to play as well as he possibly could in Scotland. He's going out with Tommy Fleetwood for the first 2 rounds. How much does it affect who you play with in your first 2 rounds? How much does that affect your week?
I think it can have an impact, both positively and negatively. I think Rory's in a great place, to be honest, heading into this week. I think last week was probably vital from a form perspective, just to show him that there's a bit of form there. And we yet to see Rory play a tournament since the Masters, I think, where he's been kind of in form, in potentially a new mindset. You know, I certainly expected him after the Masters to go on a bit of a tear, quite frankly, and we haven't seen that. But if he rediscovers his form and gets it back to where it was earlier on in the season, with, I would say, this inevitable newfound sense of calm and oneness and peace, really, because he's achieved everything. He's effectively completed the game, so he hasn't got that hanging over him. And we could go and see a great Rory McIlroy performance this week at Portrush. I think it would be something that we would all enjoy seeing, certainly.
You played there in 2019. What are the sort of challenges the course offered up? I mean, has it changed since then?
I'll be honest, I don't know if it's changed. I was just looking at the forecast. I think Thursday looks quite a challenging day with the weather, but apart from that, it's quite benign. So if you can get through Thursday without any, major, go back to Rory, that's famously what he did in 2019. It was a wonderful tournament back then, because Rory was the storyline on the Thursday doing what he did, and in many ways was the storyline on the Friday, because he nearly made the cut in heroic fashion, and then Shane obviously went on to win. So it was a hugely popular winner, I should say. So it's a brilliant golf course. It's one of the best links courses I've ever played, frankly, and it demands a lot from your game, even if the conditions aren't, super tough. You've still got to hit the ball well. And as we saw with Shane Lowry and Tommy Fleetwood back in 2019, 2 great ball strikers, 2 great iron players. And I would imagine, again, this year, the course and the tournament would favour players of that ilk.
Yeah. Where are you at the moment, Eddie? I'm reading a piece where you'd sort of taken a little sort of break from the game. Where are you at the moment?
I did take a break, and then I came back and played a couple of tournaments and was actually leading going into the final round of the last tournament I played, but I had such a bad back I couldn't tee it up, so I had to withdraw. So I've had 2 weeks off with a bad back. I'm actually flying out to Germany this evening to play, so I'm going to play this week, see how we go. But no, I've been in an odd spot really with my game, and to some degree my mind this year, but certainly in my game. But look, there's still a bit of golf ahead for me this summer and autumn, and who knows what can happen. As we all know with golf and sport, things can change quickly, so hopefully they do for me, but there we go.
Well, we wish you all the best. Thanks
luck,
very much, Eddie.
Cheers, fellas.
There we are. There's Eddie Pepperell there, European Tour golfer.
I mean, it's such a game. It's such a hard game, and no one's ever got a perfect golf round, and no one ever will. So
we could have a special guest coming up.
Oh, okay.
Leave that with me, Charlie. We're here with the good people at Toolstation. It's the Toolstation app for fast track delivery on thousands of products. Next stop, Toolstation. Hawksbee, Charlie Baker here on talkSPORT. We're going to cross now to Gareth A. Davis of Fight Night fame, of course, who's one of boxing's men of the moment. Gareth.
I am, gentlemen, I am with the legend himself, Alexander Usyk, who, before we came on air, even redid my pocket square for me, believe it or not. Alexander, how are you?
I'm doing good.
You're very feel today?
I'm very feel today. I'm very feel every time.
You're very comfortable coming to London. You like fighting British fighters. It's almost like a second home for you now.
Correct, because I like him. I like UK, London, UK, my fans, because UK give me a chance. First time it was 2008, Liverpool. Yeah,
Mr. Bellew.
No,
I don't know.
It's not professional.
With the amateurs.
It's amateurs, yeah, as European champion, but it's my start. Then I said grow and
the Olympics,
yeah,
2012
Olympics, Ukrainian Ottomans,
yeah,
Tony Bellew, Anthony Joshua,
Derek Chisora. Don't forget Derek.
Yeah. But it's great place.
You've got a habit of beating all the good or great British heavyweights twice. Anthony Joshua twice. Tyson Fury twice last year in fantastically big contests. Now it's Daniel Dubois a second time. Is it a harder fight than it was 22 months ago?
I don't know.
Is he better?
Yeah, we will see it on Saturday, but now great.
What are the dangers that Daniel Dubois brings to you this time?
Daniel, young guy. Daniel, dangerous every time because this guy have good punch and good boxing skill. But I must be careful because it's boxing. But I prepare for this fight. We will see. It's Saturday.
Do you think he will target your body again on Saturday night?
Of course. It's a boxing. I think yes. But they're ready.
Will you stop him this time, do you think, or will it go 12 rounds?
Listen, I prepare every time on 12th round because we with my coach, with my team, we prepare 12th round. But if I have chance, I do it.
Do you believe you will stop him?
Yes, of course.
Okay. When you came here for the press conference in London, Don Charles and your opponent, Daniel Dubois, they said you cheated in Poland, that it wasn't a low blow. Did they get under your skin?
No. For me, it doesn't matter. I'm not cheater. I think it's just psychology games for Daniel Dubois team. For me, it's just games. But I love play. I like play.
You like playing the mind games?
Yes, of course. I like playing football. I like playing Counter-Strike. I like play and psychology games. But it's my rules, you know? It's my rules.
It's your rules.
Yes,
you're the king of the division.
Of course.
Are you unmovable psychologically? Is it impossible to get under your skin?
I think it's possible, but now it's only me. Типа знаю тільки я правильно сказав.
Only Alexander knows who can do that.
Only me knows how is do.
Finally, if you win on Saturday night, do you carry on in your career? Do you carry on and fight Moses Talma, Joseph Parker, Agit Kabayel, Tyson Fury again, or will you be satisfied that you have done enough?
Now I not think about for next fight because my focus only Saturday. Sometimes people say, "Hey, listen, I ready in next fight, but not see for Saturday." I look at my control. It's Saturday after fight. We
ask you then.
Yeah, we speak about my boxing career.
You can see what he's like, guys. Big and beautiful, ice cool. Alexander Usyk, we'll be talking to him all week. Back to you. Thank you, Alexander.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gareth.
Thank you, Gareth.
So there we are. I'm feeling very confident, as you'd imagine. He's a man in his position. And it's all live on talkSPORT on Saturday evening. Usyk versus Dubois.
I'm up for it now.
We've got I think we're going to have a quick transfer chat. We weren't expecting that, but we obviously took advantage of Alexander Usyk's time there with Gareth. So it's a story, one standout story today that we've been bringing you on talkSPORT. And it won't please the Palace fans who've not had the best of weeks. I think Ben Jacobs is able to join us. Is Ben there? Yeah, hello, Ben.
Hello, Ben.
Good afternoon, guys. How are you?
Ben, we had that unscheduled stop there.
We had the heavyweight champion of the world to talk to. Sorry about that, Ben.
We didn't want
good excuse.
We didn't want him to wait or say no, obviously, for various. So, this is Jean-Philippe Mateta has been linked with a move from Palace, which is slightly worrying from their point of view. There's all other bits and pieces that have to fall into place for this to happen. Liverpool showing an interest, but from what we've heard from Alex Crook today, they're showing an interest in Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike as well.
Yeah, I don't think there's actually too much in Liverpool and Jean-Philippe Mateta other than various suitors are alert to the fact that Crystal Palace might have to sell. We know that Eberechi Eze could bring in a big fee as well. Manchester United have discussed Mateta too, so it's going to be one to watch. But the real story feels Liverpool and Alexander Isak, and as you rightly say, very possibly Hugo Ekitike as well. And the timing of Liverpool approaching Newcastle for Alexander Isak would suggest to me two things. The first, they want clarity, and the second, they realise if they are to move for Ekitike, they might have to get a move on because Newcastle are engaged in talks. They've had a bid for £70 million rejected. Chelsea could even be in the mix for Ekitike as well, depending on what happens with Nicholas Jackson. So I think Liverpool realise that Darwin Núñez's exit may fund the number 9, but they can't necessarily wait for somebody to meet their valuation because they know that as pre-season starts, Alexander Isak will want full clarity on his future and for this not to become a summer saga. And similarly, if they wait for the Isak situation a little bit longer to resolve itself, they might miss out on Ekitike altogether because they know that Newcastle United are already bidding.
And just a very quick on these links, Nicholas Jackson to Manchester United, Ben. What's your understanding there?
Yeah, like Mateta, my understanding is that Manchester United are interested in Nicholas Jackson. It's not developed any further yet, but they're alert to that opportunity. Milan are another club to watch as well. Chelsea will naturally have a high valuation. We're not talking about the player being transfer listed. I still think that there's a chance that it's Christopher Nkunku to depart first. But Chelsea might add another attacker. And if Nkunku and Jackson go, then we should keep an eye on the Ekitike situation, but also that of Alejandro Garnacho. So if you add 2 and 2 together, sometimes in the transfer market, it makes 5, if not 500. But clearly, if Manchester United want to escalate their interest in Nicholas Jackson and Chelsea do want to do Garnacho, then we're in a situation where that might be mutually beneficial business for both clubs. It's too early to say if they're going to go in that direction. But what I would say is if Manchester United make an approach for Nicholas Jackson, then there is a very strong chance that Garnacho does come up in that conversation.
Interesting. Thank you, Ben.
Thanks,
Sorry, it was
Ben.
a shorter chat, but I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Ben Jacobs there with the very latest from the transfer market. I'm sure that'll be a topic of conversation with Andy Goldstein. And it's not Benty this afternoon, is it? It is Jason Cundy alongside
very nice.
Andy. So I'll catch up with you tomorrow with Andy. Plenty to discuss. The Euro 2025 is back. We've got the boxing, we've got the golf. So much going on. And the Lions. You're back on Thursday.
See you Thursday, Paul, for the spread.
Thanks for your company. Yeah, coming up next, Andy and Jason will drive.